Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. A time zone friendly welcome to whoever you have to be joining us around the world for some more EGL Season 2 action. And tonight, it's back to the knuckle busting of the elimination Dota, the lower bracket here of Season 2. We have sort of not an El Clasico, but sort of an El Mimio going on tonight with the likes of White Rabbit Gaming, the titans of the scenes, the guys who've been here from the start, and then sort of the meme squad that is Unique 626 and all his buddies as well. They're good players, not going around, but the entire point of Black Rabbit Gaming is a bit of that meme going through. But interesting to see how these two teams match up tonight. Of course, I'm never alone on this broadcast. I'm joined by Snare, but how do you think they're going to fare here? As neither of the teams really want to go away, and last season they went out at the same stage as well, so one has to go home tonight.
Yep, one of them does definitely have to go home today, but it's going to be interesting to see who does. Right now, it's kind of like intriguing, right? Because White Rabbit Gaming, they haven't necessarily played as many games with their full 5 stack as we would have hoped for. Black Rabbit Gaming, of course, have had a bit more time to get that cohesion going for themselves.
Yep.
And, you know, a lot of times meme stacks can turn into legitimate teams, and many meme stacks in the past have turned into people are like, wait a second, we're actually really good together and we have good chemistry and we enjoy playing with each other. Let's stick together, give it the good old college try. And of course, when you are the meme stack, you also have the added advantage that you're not being studied or looked at nearly as hard as the WRG, the serious squad, right? Everybody's going to be looking into exactly what WRG is doing, but Black Rabbit Gaming can just skirt under the radar a little bit, so they might be coming in with some surprises that WRG might not be prepared for. And sometimes in Dota 2, the surprise pick, surprise way of playing the game, how even surprise wards can give you an advantage to win a game, even when you're not supposed to, out of your weight class.
No, a lot of pressure off their shoulders there for sure. You don't want a lot of pressures on Rabbit's shoulders either way. So I'm sure Black Rabbit are going to be a-okay for that. We are going to be getting into the game in just a little while, but in the meantime, what do you sort of see as the meta for this game? So we've seen between the previous cast you did with Sin 5 and Face It Boys, where it was this very skirmish heavy early game fighting. Is it going to be sort of like that, or are we going to be looking at more sort of duck style Dota, where they take things long and they would just want to slowly build up their momentum and then finish it off once they know that they're good?
It kind of feels like right now the real meta of Dota 2, right, and where it's really good is in this kind of very high-paced mid-game centric lineup. All the top-level games generally finish between 27 and like 35 minutes. It's a fairly fast patch in that regard. So I think you're much better positioned when you are picking these high-paced heroes, your Ember Spirits, your Storm Spirits, your Void Spirits, your Pucks. Just heroes that can play very quickly on the map. So generally, we've been seeing lately that the teams that go for this more deliberate, long farming style, your Spectres, your Medusas, Terrorblades, whatever, unless you can build up on these heroes in such a way as to have an impact pre-30 minutes, it kind of feels like you're almost always playing on the back foot, right? And you're just waiting for your opponent to do something. And right now, Dota seems to reward people that show the initiative, want to get forward and make things happen from themselves. You know, I mean, we see that just as well with the timings in Dota 2, right? When the Aghanim shards become available, when the really good tier 3 items become available, you're sort of incentivized to get your heroes or to pick heroes that are enabled and online as quickly as humanly possible right now. So I'm expecting that, especially from WRG. But Black Rabbit Gaming, of course, they're the ones that are a little bit more of the dark horse in this one. So they might decide to bring in a different style today.
Not many of an overlap in the hero preferences of both teams. I believe it was actually White Rabbit favors the Snapfire, the Monkey, and the Mag, and then on the likes of Black Rabbit, they've actually gone to more sort of a stable thing. The Weaver, the Ancient, the Beastmaster has been their most successful, and then also picking up, I believe, who was it else? I think it was the Venomancer was their one hero they picked, and then it got banned out the next game just because they don't want to play it. It was such an annoyance in that match. So we'll see what they end up picking up here in the draft phase, which will be going ahead a little later. If you have joined us in the meantime, stick around for the whole stream because we're going to be giving away some free stuff later on. So just stick on. If you're on YouTube, join us on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, stay there. Get in chat, get involved, get chatting, and we'll be sure to give you guys a good show tonight. But let's do a little bit of a recap as to the state of the tournament at the moment. So like we said, we are in that low bracket right now. We're in the third round of the low bracket, which means we have the losers from the upper bracket round 2 that are now facing off against each other here, and then moving on to the round 4 of the low bracket next week, which is going to be heading on against the likes of Face It Boys and XD Gaming, which actually XD Gaming versus Punks is already scheduled. So the winner of this is going to have to play against Facer Boys. So Facer Boys came into the tournament, they looked very strong, wiping Duck 2-0 in a very convincing fashion. But then Sin 5 last week, they also just sort of buttered them up quite nicely, and it was a very dominant showing there. Do you think it's more of a Sin 5 strength versus Facer Boys? I don't know what you would call it, inexperience? Not really inexperience, with Facer Boys lack of being a cemented team, or is it the fact that Facer Boys maybe looked good at the start and now they're falling off?
I think it's definitely more of the former case, that, especially for Face It Boys, right? They're a very new stack, and not just a very new stack, but when we consider the players in this, right? In particular, I think of Dota and Dai, who is leading this team, and he's leading a team of people who haven't necessarily played at the top level in a while, and he himself hasn't played mid lane at the top level in a while, right? He's made this role swap in recent times, so there's still a lot of growing pains. There's a lot of potential on the team, but they definitely need some time to gel. I think they probably would have been a lot more favored had they run into any other opponent but Sinister 5. And I do think right now, I'm going to stand by what I said in that cast, that I think they are head and shoulders the best team in the country right now. They looked really, really shockingly good. Like, it was like, wow, okay, this is something else, right, that we're seeing from them. So I think Sin 5, losing to them is just the price of doing business right now, right? It's just what you got to do. So I think for the Face It Boys, that loss might also be good for them in a way. It might give them, or remind them that, listen, we have done really well thus far, but we're not the final package just yet. There's still a lot to learn, a lot to prove, a lot to prune in our game style. And that might make them a bit more of a dangerous opponent, right? Sometimes losses teach you a lot more than victories can. So now they'll go back on those replays and utilize those lessons against whoever ends up winning here today. So you just never know if now the opponent is even more dangerous. That's what you should be assuming, right? Never assume that somebody who's lost is now suddenly going to be weaker. And it's Dota and Dai, right? We've literally seen how many tournaments he's gone down to the lower bracket, using the loss, turn it into a win, and take the whole tournament home. So it could easily happen from the Face It Boys. So I think no matter what happens in this result, the fact that they lost 2-0 to Sin 5, both of these teams should still be terrified about going up against them and bring their best foot forward when they get to that matchup.
Yeah, it is going to be a definite slaughterhouse. So we'll see which of the Rabbits will be able to secure a top 6 spot, because that's what they're fighting for essentially. But prize pool only goes up to the 5th, so there is going to be that 5th, 6th tiebreaker. But like you said, none of these teams want it. They're not aiming for that 5th place. They're aiming for the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and so on. So we'll have to see how they do next week. And just giving a little bit of update, we've still got a little bit of time to kill. So in that sort of the side of things, it's we touched a little bit on the meme side of things, right? And the fact that it's Black Rabbit Gaming. Last season they were Team Pingu, and they just chose the name because let's have a bit of fun this time, not take it too seriously, which is what I asked Unique at the start of the season before it even began, is they just want to play, they just want to have fun and see how things go. So I don't think it's sort of like a rivalry of anything, or an El Clasico, like blue versus red or anything like that. But we'll do see how sort of the veteran squad, especially this Harry the Hams, looked amazing. Such a sick player on this pos 4 at the moment. I think only really rivaled, I guess you could say Ski Hound. Ski Hound also put a monster performance not long ago against, who was it? It was against White Rabbit, actually, when he played that Monkey King. And was just absolutely styling on everyone. So we'll see who sort of the pos 4 comes out here. But again, tonight we have the likes of Harry the Hams, who's Black Rabbit's pos 4, I forget.
It's Guy
Next Door? Yeah, Guy Next Door. So we'll see what the supports can really pull out, and if they can edge that favor, that advantage into their favor for the match. Nearly there, Snare. But I also wanted to touch, you also get sort of the vibes that it's sort of that Spider-Man meme of the spider people pointing at each other.
They're just pointing at each other like, hey, why are you impersonating us right here?
Why you do?
Oh, Lord. Why you do this? Why you do this?
No, it is
the thing I love them. What I do find funny about the two teams here, though, is both of them have a lot of players who are renowned for having fun, for making the game enjoyable. So there's a non-zero chance that we actually get quite a lot of memes between the two for in the game itself, right? With like certain picks just being like, you know what? This seems fun, right? These are the kind of players who, if something sounds fun, they might just decide to do it and just go for it themselves. So this was going to be entertaining no matter what ends up happening. Or we could just see some of these players. You know, we have guys like RDK who sometimes just decide, you know, today I'm being super serious, and then put in like a monstrous performance. You just never know. We're gonna have to see how it pans out, but that makes it more fun, like to watch, right? That means that we don't know. We can't just like assume what the result is gonna be. And you know, 6-6. We've seen this guy beat
Yep.
teams much better than better than the teams he's on many times in the past. So definitely can't be ignored here.
I always see the likes of the RD King coming out onto the stage. In 6-6, we saw him on his Tinker last time around, and he showed us why he's there, and he showed us the caliber of game that he can really put on, and the show that he can really bring to us. So we are going to be getting into the game just in a moment. So stay there, don't move. We got you. One moment, don't worry. Like we said, giveaway going on later in the stream, which is going to be an Eve Tech Spaceman Mouse Pad. So if you do want to get a chance of winning that, be sure to head over to the Twitch channel. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, sign in, get an account, chat, do some memes, speak in Afrikaans for no apparent reason. Besides the memes, you know who you are, Grove. Anyway, but it is going to be a good time, and just come join us. Discuss, what was the discussion last week? I think it was the different cool drinks. Which were the different cool drinks ever?
Extremely important discussion.
Yes.
You know,
the game was very very XD sided, so we needed something else to. Oh, sorry, not XD sided, punk sided, but we needed something else to talk about. Yeah.
So we needed some fluff in that situation. So it's like, a
little bit of fizz, you know. But we are going to be getting into the game in just a moment. So, predictions, Snare. I want to get predictions before the draft even starts, because last time you gave predictions, they sort of bend on their head a little bit.
Yeah, but last time I had my heart in it, right? That I just blame for my undying love for Dota, and that has nothing to do with like how I think about the game, lol. Real talk, I hate to say it, but right now the heroes that are really good in the patch are all RDK heroes. So yeah,
it's true.
WRG, let's go.
I do like this little bit of targetism from Black Rabbit coming out straight away, banning out the Harry the Hams Rubik straight off the bat. You're not going to get to play it. You're not going to get to steal Ravagers. None of that stuff again. You're not. Not today. Not today.
5 seconds.
Yeah, like we're not going to allow you to bring this into our location. So sorry. And what's interesting though is that I don't actually think Rubik is a great hero right now in the patch. So that's how you know that there's a lot of respect being shown, when it's like, okay, the heroes might not be that good, but this particular player is so good at it that it's still worth banning out and preventing them from having that comfort perk early on.
On that note, how's Naga in this patch, really? I haven't really seen him much. Really good?
Amazing. Yeah.
So they think he just got to ban it here? Not even give the chance for the first pick?
It is, fortunately, very, very, very fortunately, a lot of the heroes that you can utilize against Nagasara are also good in the patch. Okay. So you can pick Elder Titan, you can pick LC, you can pick Leshrac. It's not one of these situations where you can just always pick the hero up. You kind of still have to wait and see until these like 8th, 9th, potentially 10th picks before you feel comfortable grabbing it. So still won't be seeing it later. And here we go. Not unexpected. You did mention it before the game started that Weaver is high on the priority list for BRG, and they snag it up first for themselves.
So I predict Snapfire Tide. Okay,
Disruptor Tide is even better. Disruptor's so good. My god.
I hate this because we see the animation, but you guys on stream see the hero before us. So you get like a second advantage of, he's wrong.
Law.
But Disruptor, actually, it was the other one. I sort of just left him out because he didn't have... I can't really remember the performance from it for White Rabbit, but let me go through my tool again. 1 second, please. Disruptor... The Mars, actually.
I like to
That's
see
not a
this
bad
Mars.
combo.
Yeah. You've seen this combo before.
So, I remember why I discredited the Disruptor, right? So, White Rabbit have played it 3 times, but they've only won it the once. And I'm going to go look at which one of that was. I can have a look quickly. Okay, if it's a win, it has to be done here. So yeah, it was one match against... actually, not even V-Drop. Who was it against? It was against Aura that they won with Disruptor, and they picked it up 3 other times thereafter, I think. But yeah.
Look at this,
though. I like it. It's a good combo.
I'm seeing this Tinker, exactly. Like, early, not just Tinker, but for me, the intriguing part is the fact that it's first 2 Tinker, and the fact that it's Tinker into Disruptor. Disruptor, one of the few heroes in the game that if you do come across the Tinker, you can completely stop him from doing anything at all and immediately bring him down. Once you get any kind of vision on him as well, nice easy way to be able to drag him back into an unfavorable position on the map. So kind of intriguing that they go for it this early and that there's still so much dropped to go. So now you have to be focusing a large majority of your bans on protecting the Tinker. We see the Storm being taken out, we see Spectre being taken out, any and all heroes that can make the insta jump directly onto him, but you can't ban everything, right? So there is going to be some hero that they are going to be allowed to play that does find you as a Tinker. There's a lot of confidence that you need to display from 6-6 to pick this up this early on. Or you're just so afraid that the WRG are going to ban it that you're like, you know what, let's just get the best hero right now, make sure we have it already, and whatever else happens, let's not worry about it too much.
That is the case, yeah. So, like you say, bans coming out. The expert ban is assumably this Weaver is going to be their POS 4. So, what's sort of saying on the Earthspread? Is it just in case that they decide to put this Weaver in the POS 1 role? Weaver POS 1 nowadays is sort of just very lackluster, I feel.
You can still play the Weaver POS 5 as well. I've definitely seen that happen before, so it's not completely out of the question to do that. They still also had the option of playing this Earth Spirit. Like you could play this 4, you could play it 3. It's not ideal as well, but I think it's one of these things where, given the, sometimes you're not really concerned about where their opponent is going to play a hero. You're just concerned about whether or not the hero's in the game, and you're like, you know what, just get rid of it. Let's not worry about it too much.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that has to be rational.
Yeah. Okay. Heavy team fight on the side of Black Rabbit. So this is, like you said, sort of protecting the Tinker, having this big front line. So you're going to have the offlane combo, the Sand King Weaver, assumably. And now this Undying to sort of pay in your safe lane, keep everything safe. Also keep those towers going. That's all. I'm seeing this a lot here, the Sand King and Undying. You just want to keep these towers up.
It'd be fairly difficult though, because now WRG have access to tower push that doesn't put them in any kind of danger or difficulty with the Pugna. And to make matters worse, Pugna is one of the best heroes, I would argue the best in the entire game versus Tinker, the Decrep, and the Nether Ward in particular. Tinker chews through mana in the midst of the fight, so ends up hurting himself a lot, can't really participate, makes life very difficult for them to play around. And to make matters worse, like you were mentioning, they have all these ways to try and fight them away from the towers. But it's not like WRG don't have fighting potential of their own. And it's very difficult to retreat away from their team. It kind of feels like if you go into an engagement with them, you're all in hard committed. And if you're hard committed into a fight and one of your best heroes in the Tinker can't participate in that fight thanks to the Nether Ward, it makes life a lot easier for you. You're pretty much playing 4v5 in those engagements.
5 seconds remaining.
So we're going to see assumably the Precious Petunia Pugna coming out here in the mid lane. So, I don't know, good combo coming out. So both teams looking for their POS 1 here, left to go. Okay, we spoke about the RDK Naga Siren. Is this the game? Not really, against the Sand King.
Might go Terrorblade, actually. Terrorblade. Yeah, TB seems okay here. They don't have that much lockdown, so you can always get off the Sunder. The burst damage they have available is substantial, but it does get mitigated somewhat by having to play around the Nether Ward of the Pugna. You also have heroes that can get in front of you, the Mars in particular, but Lion can also be a very disruptive presence. So I think you can get away with it, and you can wait and see what you're playing it into, right? Because BRG have to go first. What's left in the pool here? You can play Troll, PL, Naga, TB.
How's an AM? No.
AM gets picked a lot, right? But I'm personally not sold on it. I've been seeing it a lot, but I'm not sold. Just in the same way that I'm not sold on PA. That despite how often I see it getting picked up, I'm still like, nah, I'm not feeling it yet. Ricky is also another hero that has been emerging a lot in the safe lane. It is actually not a bad game to be playing Ricky if you are going to be putting it on BRG. Get you some vision to be able to play around with the Tinker. Silence onto Pugna is always very, very nice. And you just have... They don't have, like, outside of the Lion and the Disruptor, they don't have that many ways of fully dealing with Ricky by BKB this game, and you're good. But you're right, there you go. The Anti-Mage does come out. This is going to be... like, the idea is to be good against the Pugna, Disruptor, and the Lion, but... Lion is one of the better heroes against Anti-Mage. Disruptor as well. Static Storm is really difficult to deal with. Like, Counterspell does nothing. You can't blink out of it. You never buy BKB on that hero. So, and they go Void as an answer. I love this Void pick, actually. This is pretty great. I like what I'm seeing here.
This is a very good void pickup. Yeah, it does everything they need to. They can hold down the anti-mage, they can hold down the tinker. They can't really save anyone on the inside, but bar Weaver eggs, right? But I think that still keeps the person in the chrono. It won't teleport them out, right? If I'm correct.
Yeah.
So it keeps them in. So even if, depending on the amount of damage that's going to be coming out from ODK, it can still melt them even through that. So
yeah, it depends on how much damage they take, but we'll see.
Yes.
I think the really scary part though is the one thing that ends up happening in the situation where the Faceless Void does come up is now there is a lot of pressure on the Void to make sure that he gets farm in this game, because there are a lot of games where anti-mage just gets so far ahead of you as Faceless Void that you're not ready to fight with how quickly he's playing the game and forcing things out, and you can't really react when he's busy taking out your team one by one. Thankfully, in this game, there is sources of damage into the bubble from Precious Petunia and Lion that don't require RDK to be hyper farmed. Unfortunately, if he does have a poor game, that just means that the enemy team knows exactly who to go on. If we go on Precious Petunia, then it doesn't really matter. If we do get chronoed, no one dies inside the bubble anyway. We keep fighting thereafter. And though it is a void pick and it is locked down for the Tinker, there is a bit of pressure applied towards the Disruptor to have to get good wards out the entire time, make sure that they have a bead on the Tinker, because we can't have these kind of games where Faceless Void never is actually allowed to put the bubble out onto the Tinker. So Black Rabbit's job is going to be doing everything in their power to allow 66 to elude capture, and WRG will be doing everything in their power to make sure they always have vision of him and he's not allowed to play Dota in this game.
That's going to be a very interesting game. Number one here in the low bracket elimination. So this is they're fighting for top 6, like we said, but this is not a fight to get top 6. They want more than this. Both WG and Black Rabbit fell short last season, so we'll see which one of them can further their chances and not only get that one step up, so not pull a secret every tournament. Otherwise, it's going to take quite a while for them to get to that grand final. Is that too soon for you, Snare?
No, I'm not a secret fan, so it's fine.
Oh no, you're a PSG fan.
Ish,
even worse.
Bro, I've been hating TI for 3-4 years in a row now, man. I'm fine.
You're fine.
I'm still salty about 2015 where September couldn't get his passport to go to TI. They would have rinsed that tournament. It would have been great.
Well, that's days gone by for sure. And nothing but the future here at EGL 1. Now we're going to head into the game once Millipar eventually picks Mars. Eventually.
He's arguing. He's like, guys, I thought I was playing live.
I don't want to play Mars. What is this? Come on. I wanted to play Bristol. Come on. What are you doing to me?
To be fair, if you're an offlaner right now, you've had enough of Mars.
Yeah.
So like Mars, Tile Hunter, you've played enough. It's like it's fine. I'm chilling now.
Give me Pugner. You go mid Mars. Fill an MD from last season. You remember MD's mid Mars?
I remember MD's mid Mars. Yeah.
That thing was insane.
Mars, fantastic hero.
Here's the thing about Mars, right? As soon as he came in, it took a tiny bit of a while, and then everyone sort of figured out how you play him and how good he was actually.
Yep.
And then he got overused, and then he got run over because people figured it out. But then they figured out a new way to play him, so he was back again. But then they figured out that again, and now he's sort of in this in-between stage of he's still good. I might as well pick him.
The ebb and flow of Dota 2, it's lovely.
Yeah.
It's wonderful every single time that we see it. So we're just waiting for Millipar to pick up his Mars, of course. One of the things that I do think is interesting, though, from WRG is the fact that they have to sort of play around their ultimates quite a lot. Don't really see them being able to take fights without them. Black Rabbit Gaming do have opportunities to find small skirmishes, but it's heavily reliant on farm. So it's going to be this interesting war of Tinker Anti-Mage trying to get as much farm as possible. WRG trying to get farm, but also very concerned with levels. If they fall behind on levels, this team feels really, really weak, even if they do have quite a lot of farm on themselves. So we need to see what happens. I'm also interested to see how they go about the laning phase. I'm kind of worried about Unique. That is not a fun lane to play into, like in advance. Just thinking about going into into Mars, with Lion. Ugh. Doesn't fill me with joy.
On that note, though, Mars has been picked up. This is the 14th pickup of the tournament thus far, and he's 9-4 thus far, so 69% win rate.
Nice.
So quite, very nice. Quite a good pick thus far, unlike the Tide Hunter. So you touched on Tide, also being played a lot in the past. He's second most picked hero this tournament, 18 picks, but his record's 8-10. so it has a 44% win rate at the moment. So not really the stable offlaner you really want to be. But I mean, 44, it's 2 games, right? When you're dealing with such a small sample size, it's pretty even still.
This tends to happen with all of these heroes that are highly contested in the draft, that because of how good they are overall, everybody picks them, right? You don't really have an option but to ignore it. You have to have it in your draft in some capacity. And that means that when everybody picks it, that means both the good teams and the bad teams have him. So, and also it's sort of similar dynamic to what we're discussing with the Mars, right? Because he's so overplayed, that means there's so many opportunities to figure out how to bypass him, how to deal with him, how to play against him. So the teams, especially the better teams, right, who have that experience, who are more willing to give it away. Like, I'd imagine that a lot of those defeats come in situations where some of the lower ranked teams play a higher ranked team. The higher ranked team allows Tidehunter into the pool, knowing exactly how to deal with it. Then they walk away with the dub, saying, "Ha, joke's on you. You picked the watermelon and we squished it."
Yep. Took the watermelon. There's going to be a bunch of watermelon jokes this game again. Oh wait, no, we don't have Tide. I'm done. What's the joke? It's the bugs. The battle of the bug team versus the purple team. Lion's kind of purple, right? Pugna wears purple.
Close enough. It's like, it's fine.
It's fine. I still want to see a team be so confident that they end up drafting a full gun lineup, right?
Oh my God.
I had this last year. The team picked Snapfire, Tinker, Sniper,
Wow.
Gyro, and Morphling because he has a shotgun.
Okay, shotgun.
Yeah.
Why not pick Snapfire in that situation?
I did say Snap.
Oh, you did say Snapfire.
You're just not listening to me, Snap.
Yeah. Not like I heard the second one. What? The shotgun. And did you win that game?
Oh, I didn't play it. This wasn't me. This was someone else. I think they won the game, but it's sort of that they're so far ahead they might as well try it. I think the next game they did an all spirits thing, and then the third one they did an all female characters, but they picked anti-mage and they took the persona.
Oh, this reminds me of a game I lost years and years ago. I had the misfortune. So this was back when the old Bravado was still together with Flares, Donnie, Seam, some good days, Habibi and them. And I had the misfortune of going up against them. There was some like one of these weekend tournaments we were playing, and they decided what they were going to do, right, was beat us, right, in the full best of 3, only playing global heroes. So, your Nature's Prophets, your Wisps, Spectres, Tinker. And they beat us very handily. It was very annoying. I was like, wow, this kind of sucks. This isn't great. This is quite sucky.
My claim to why I'm not ever going to try play professional again is because I went up against it was kind of XD. It wasn't the entire XD roster, but they ended up drafting. We played game 1, and they slapped us. They absolutely tried it. They trashed us, and we were trying, right? And then game 2. By the third pick, we realized what they were doing. They were picking the exact heroes that we picked last game.
Oh my God.
And what happened?
And walloping you with those same heroes. Yeah.
Yep. So it's not the draft, it's just the players.
Yeah. And they're like, oh no, do whatever you want. We're still going to win. And yeah. I've lost to Flares, carry Rubik before. It's not fun. It's not very enjoyable.
Not fun at all. But hey, we'll see what's gonna happen in this game eventually.
One day is one day. Not happened. Actually, we've all been caught inside Faceless Void time dilation.
Yes. So. No. What was it called? What's our meme? What's he always call it? He's typing it now. I can't remember.
I was waiting. I was so hyped. I was so excited. I was like,
yeah, I see him typing. I got, dude. No, he's not saying it. Okay, I'm gonna leave left out dry, and nothing else to do. No. But how have you liked the season thus far, Snake? We're most of the way done now. Only 2 weeks left, or 3 technically. Actually, no. 1, 2. Yeah, 2 weeks left in the tournament. Yeah. Hell,
I think this season has been quite fun. I always like to see Dota after TI. And I think it's been very nice to see that people have been incorporating the ideas that we've seen emerge at the biggest tournament. So it's nice to see that over the years, that as much as people have their own ideas, they're willing to obviously learn and incorporate from the best. And I think we've had some of the most fun and weird games. Like, this has been a very wacky tournament. Some of the games have just been, what? Like WTF kind of affairs. Like, Energy versus XD, yo.
Oh,
That
that was
yeah.
a cracker of a game. And then the ending on game 2, if you happen to catch it on Shaky stream, that was it was madness as well. You'll be getting highlights of that not too long from now. So just stay on all of the Evesports channels. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all the lot, and you'll be getting that nice crisp video coming out. It's a good one. It's a very good one. And we do have Milipa finally joining us. Actually, I don't think it was Milipa. We shouldn't put the blame on him. No, it was him. Sorry.
No, it was Millipad.
It was Millipad.
But shame, Millipad. They say that there was router issues, and we know how it is at the internet. So
yeah, stuff happens. We just gotta wait for it. And I mean, a paused Dota game in South Africa is nothing too estranged.
I mean, that's actually been something else in this season we haven't had much of, right? These long pauses, which are part of the character, part of the soul of SA Dota. They've been on hiatus for a while, so I'm glad to see them make a return. It's nice to see some old friends,
No, for sure. We have also had to deal with the issue that shall not be named. I shall not invoke its wrath, which happens to turn us all off and on every now and then. But hopefully nothing more of that nonsense. Yeah. So that is why we are having the match on a Sunday. So if you are joining us in, I hope you had a good weekend and all of that. And hopefully going to close the weekend off with a bit of fun here on EGL 1. And should be going into the game any moment. Seriously, what the hell? Like, we were waiting for a while, and he's joined, and they've resumed. And now, there we go. Okay, we can finally get into it. I can finally stop saying filler. Anyway, if you have joined us just briefly and you've had the opportunity, I can't English, of missing out on the entire pause time. This is EGL 1 Season 2, Black Rabbit Gaming going up against White Rabbit Gaming. So the veterans and the star players versus what is essentially the meme squad, but not to be a meme squad messed with at all. And game number 1 here is about to be kicked off as Milipa just caught us up with all the pause time that we were missing, but at no fault of his. And if you are joining us again on anywhere else, if you're joining us in-game, be sure to head over to twitch.tv/evesportsza, because we do have a giveaway for some nice free stuff going on later. So you don't want to miss out. Who doesn't like free stuff?
Libertarians, I keep telling you.
Not now, Snare. Down, boy. Nothing too fancy going off at the start here. 2 mid wards, as you've come to expect. Neither got vision of the other. And Spooked, I think it's his turn now. Maybe. Oh no.
Let's see. Undying game died. Well, that's interesting. I mean, this actually makes sense. I was kind of wondering, why is Guy Next Door just chilling in the base right now?
Yeah, I was actually thinking.
It gives us a little bit of context of what's taking place. Lol. Dota 2 just decided to give up the ghost.
But I do see, we can really expect to see what's going to come out from his lane. 6 mangoes, 6 tangos.
Yep. Sustain. Just going to be constant and perpetual harass. And it's going to be required. I kind of feel like you might even need more resources than this, because this bottom lane, let's just consider how weak anti-mage generally tends to be in the laning phase of the game. And this is not a weak lane that he's going to be playing into. Well, actually, it's the she this time around. So she's playing into Mars and into the Lion. Difficult times in the best of situations. So this Undying definitely needs to be on the front foot, soaking up all the damage potential that comes out of them, making sure that there's never really an easy way to get onto this AM, and just primarily open up space so that you can run up and hit creeps and not have to worry about getting rebuked in the face.
Yeah. Well, you've seen even split of the runes. RDK tried to get one, but there's no avail. And a gentlemanly start to the beginning of game 1. Yeah, we'll see if Jabba's going to maybe get this D ward up top if he does have a bit of spidey sense. Oh wait, that's his ward. I'm a dumbass. That's his one. Maybe he still D wards it. You never know.
I think
that's my favorite thing to do as a support, is when the enemy support, like, oh yes, I know exactly where his place is, where you're going to deny it after the first hit. Anyway.
It's always the most funny thing. I think he's just primarily keeping this in the event that Repo blocked off this pull camp for him on the hard camp, so Repo hasn't done such just yet because he's holding his own sentry in case the small camp was blocked. But it's a little bit easier for Jabba. I think you just run with Sakuchi. Go block the camp, Jabba, Jabba. Go block it, quickly, quick. Okay, it's too late.
No, he's got it. He's
Okay,
got
so
it.
go for it. Okay,
Yeah,
so
he's got it. You don't believe in the Jabba, man.
I wasn't believing. I had no faith, but now I
Actually,
believe.
see Jabba switching up the role playing +4 instead of as. Actually, did he play +4 last time? Or was he
Last
+5?
season, yeah, he played last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played +1 last season, didn't he? When he was playing on Thingy-mabob.
Thingy-mabob, yes, great team.
Yeah, one of my favorite teams in the world, honestly.
Team Bingo? Is that the one you're thinking of?
Pingu, yes.
The old Black Rabbits. And mid lane, bit of an advantage going out here for Pressure Psuni. I say a bit, it's 6-3 to the 2-0 of the Tinker at the moment, so quite heavily favored though. He has taken quite a bit of a ras here. So we'll see how 66 is able to recoup, although he is a Tinker, so he gets to level 6 unchallenged, and he should be able to catch up quite easily.
Dire's
Although
turret
top
has
lane,
been killed.
Jabba does get the... Whoa, okay. He got the courier of RDK, but RDK hit back with 2 bashes of his own.
Nicely done there, so he was able to get that courier and get out with his life. And at the same time, we see that Spook was busy dealing with the creep wave on his side, so we don't even have a situation where WRG walk away with a better lane equilibrium. He's gonna get some denies out of this as well. This has been good work from Jabba on this Weaver. Created a lot of space for the Sand King. And it's not one of these lanes where Sand King generally has that bad of a time. It's only really a worry if there's a sentry down. Jabba already committed the earlier sentry, but has another one to make sure that Spooked has a clear lane, but hasn't even needed to use the Sandstorm that much. Only puts a level into it now. And there we go. Finds the D-Ward as well. Jabba on point so far in this early game here.
Yeah, we've seen the Weaver +4s being sort of the... They always have an impact in these games, you know. We said from the start that Black Rabbit is sort of their favorite pick, but also the likes of Soup on Energy is also a favorite pick of his on that +4 role. If they don't need something with that extra bit of lockdown, you know, if they could just run around the map and cause havoc.
Down bottom, we see that Unique has been getting quite a lot of CS because Undying has been using all that regen that he came to the lane with very, very well. Used most of it to keep harassing Millibar. The decay stack's very annoying for such a beefy hero. He's also done I've been watching him, he's done a good job of sidestepping a lot of these stuns that have come out from WRG, so he's wasted a lot of their mana, and that in turn allows Unique to play a lot more safely in the
top
lane.
lane. Jabba going on to Reaper. It's a bit too far to get the... I think he hit a bit too early for the Geminate, but wouldn't have been enough regardless.
Fine.
It's fine. There we go. Can we get that on a shirt? We both just show up. Low bracket finals shirt that says it's fine.
There's a point whenever I'd say that somebody would, the person I'd say that would die like almost reliably. That's hilarious.
Oh gosh.
Tinker Middle has now gotten a soul ring, so makes his life a lot easier in this lane matchup versus Pugna. I was gonna say earlier that, like you mentioned, things get a bit easier for him as levels go up, but the very sad thing is that he does have to start worrying a little bit. Oh, Unique got to kill bottom.
Yeah. Oh my.
We're off to a hell of a start.
Very good start. Yeah, as AIM says, very good start here for the likes of Black Rabbit. They secure their first blood. And top lane, RDK got into a bit of an argy-bargy with Spooked, but they agreed to disagree. Don't know over what, but that's the point.
Smart money.
They're like, it's okay.
He's fine.
Everything's fine. Jabba's gonna go for another courier kill. RDK's courier is dead again, it looks like, but he's not gonna go. He doesn't want to use Sakuchi, it's only level 1.
Yeah.
So, a bit dangerous to make the full jump in that situation.
It's okay. The core matchups here, carry for carry, is quite even, though the Entomage does have that starting first blood kill, so you have to take that into calculation as well. I actually don't see the kill on the scoreboard. Am I blind? I don't see it on the kill. Ah, there it is. 390 gold. Yeah. Going his way. And Jabba now onto RDK top lane. Again, going down. Ooh, the rotation actually. They did get the kill onto Harry Ham. 66 is going to live just briefly. So Precious here is going to see what he can do. Guy next door's lane onto him. He needs one more hit. The laser is not enough. The decrypt stops it from hitting, but the decay will be there. And the rocket regardless. Top lane. RDK did get the kill onto the spooky skeleton.
Might
He's
be
a scorpion.
revenge here to Repo,
Yeah.
but okay, not really. That was so nicely done by the 626 here in the mid lane. They were moving in to try and gank him. Harry the Hams came to make the assist.
Dire's top tower is
Unfortunately,
under attack.
Undying also showed up at the right time. There with the heals and the decay, instantly gets the turnaround. It was such a good play middle. And it goes the way of 66. That's such a big deal as well, that it's the tinker of all heroes that's allowed to pick up a kill and get a bit of acceleration here in this early game.
But Harry again, he's back to middle. He wants to do this again. Has that boots of travel and the wind lay. So 2 levels in the Earthspike, surely going to hold 66 down long enough. Precious has that ulti now, so can't just really... You can't really walk it off, you know?
Yeah, it's quite scary. Gonna actually try to go in on him again, using this Invis rune, but I think he saw this being picked up with this orb, so he's very aware of what's coming towards him. I think as long as they keep a TP available on one of these supports, they might be able to save him, but one is not available on Guy Next Door, nor... Like, Jawa does have one, but he can't really put the same degree of impact, and they're going on him.
Oh, Harry. Okay, they walk the right way this time. Precious is going to go onto him with the crep and the life drain. It's going to be there. Half his health gone right away. Pops the tombstone for Guy Next Door, so quite a heavy committal here at the start. Jobber gets hexed up from Harry, and it's just sort of an even trade at the moment. The pressure's getting quite low. Earthspike is going to keep him live. Jobber does get the Shikuchi. Oh, the soul rip! Where'd that come from?
That definitely lived up to its name. Literally ripped the soul from his body and he goes down in a hurry. My goodness. The Pugna in that situation, he thought he was fine, but evidently not.
175 damage there, and then you had the Sakuchi 75 damage from Jobber, so quite a big amount of burst at the start here. Especially considering how far back 66 was. I think he thought he was okay.
Nope. Ends up dying though. And that's also yet again another situation where movement towards middle from WRG gets immediately rebuffed.
Yeah.
And you have this Tinker getting himself ahead now. And this is really good, right? Because also down bottom, all of this action, right, has forced a lot of movement from Harry the Hams, right? So he hasn't been able to assist the Smoz on this bottom lane.
Oh no, 66 though. He's going to be caught once again. Harry wants to keep fighting here. He's going to have the body blocks. The Hex is going to be there. He's going to pay with his life, but they'll take that trade in the day of the week. Precious gets himself another kill.
Honestly though, I was actually going to say that I'm not really sure. Like, it sucks to lose the Tinker.
Oh, bottom lane. Millibot actually gets the ulti and just completely blows up the nuke there. He's got quite low farm in the neutrals, and Millibot, thank you very much.
Never mind, that detracts immediately from the point I wanted to make that, you know what, Anti-Mage is getting a lot more out of this lane than he would playing the 2v1 or the 2v2, so maybe in the grand scheme of things, this is all fine, but then Millibar just pops the arena. Dead Anti-Mage, you know, suddenly.
Snare, your point is moot. Anyway, 66 and Precious going to head in over to the mid lane. They do have the Tombstone pop from Guy Next Door, but Precious going to there get the kill with the life drain. But the rockets are coming out, and it's popping quite a bit of damage onto Precious here. They do get the Tombstone. Oh, this is very close. Okay, Harry surely dead here, right?
No.
Is he fine?
Fine.
Oh, he's fine. He's very close though, but he's fine. Top lane, Spook lane fine. ODK and Reaper just went onto him there. Kinetic Field wasn't able to help him get up. Can you Burrow Strike under Kinetic Field?
You cannot. You cannot.
But you're going under it.
But, but it's a kinetic field, right? So we don't know how deep the kinetic field itself
but
goes.
did you know, if you're playing against a sniper, right, and they kinetic field you, so if the sniper's dropped a kinetic fields you, you stand on the edge of it, he headshots you, it pushes you over.
Oh, what?
It does. I abused it so much the other day. it shouldn't, right? This is why we love Dota.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird interactions in this game, honestly.
So
kind of like how...
Yeah, if you're playing against a sniper disruptor, stand at the edge of the wall, wait for him to hit you.
Oh, God.
Oh, my word. Anyway.
You have to find the team that's picking sniper disruptor.
Yeah, it's probably pubs. Anyway.
It's a very niche strategy here, but top lane. They're trying to push the tier 1 tower, and RDK is in the vicinity. Doesn't have Chronosphere available, has allies with TPs, but I think they'd rather just take the tier 1 middle, do something else on the map, let that top tower get sacked, especially because Minibar down bottom. They could set up for this Pugna to rotate to the bottom as well to help them take the tier 1, but there's no need to try and force a defense up top.
It's going to be the case here, but it's a stalemate at the moment, although RDK gets a couple bashes onto Jobber and it's going to be enough. No ulti for the time lapse yet, isn't level 6. Did have the tome though, so he could have probably leveled it. I don't know if it maybe just arrived on his courier. It looked like it might have. Yeah. Ooh,
Unfortunate
Precious,
situation
okay.
there.
Pugner with haste. Name something scarier.
Pugner with haste and arcane rune. That would be
There
very
we go.
scary.
Radiant's bottom
There we
tower
go.
is under attack.
Not scary enough though. Unique. Just jump forward, but isn't going to be able to catch up to the speedy green man. 66 though. He's caught up nicely. I want to touch on this. Actually, he hasn't. Sorry. I looked at the wrong person. He's bottom of the cause net worth at the moment. Down bot, you are going to have Jobber being running into 3 again. Rico and Co are going to make sure he is aware that they are in the area. Does get out of the kinetic field this time, gets dusted up, fingered through, taking a little longer than they wanted, but they do get the kill. 66 got the kill on Reaper though, might get the kill onto Melee, doesn't exactly reach him, he's rearming, ready for the rocket flares once again, is going to be there, the Heat Seeker gets the kill, although Precious now, you're out of mana. Oh no, Precious is not on mana, sorry. 66 is out, and the guy next door surely going to die here again, although he is battering onto Precious here, but can't really help yourself and get any health from that soul rip.
Damn, a triple kill coming in from the Pugner, and that entire fight down bottom, Black Rabbit Gaming, they tried to poke and prod into it. They were really buoyed by how much damage it seemed was coming out of this Tinker. He really wanted to press forward using that Blink Dagger that he's just picked up. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, he has enough in the arsenal to bring down the 2 supports, but once they notice that he's out of gas, they easily turn onto him. This is one of the things about Tinker, right? Once you're out of juice, you have no options. There's basically nothing you can do. Easy to kill. They bring him down with virtually no effort.
There we go. Ooh, okay.
Nice.
I was about to say the Nether Ward's going to show him why Pugner is so good, but he just proved me otherwise.
It's only level 1 Nether Ward. He hasn't put any points into it really, so the real impact of the spell only going to come a little bit later. So for now, kind of being exploited by 626, that he's not hard countered just yet.
So would you say 66 is fine?
Radiant's top tower is under
Perfect.
attack.
That's like the level 2 show. You need to get, what's the 3rd level? Absolutely fine?
No, the 3rd level is everything's fine. Yeah.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I'm calm.
Yes.
Oh, spooked. Oh, this is not going to be very happy for you, Precious. Does have the Hex coming out from Harry the Hands. The life drain is surely maybe going to be enough. He does get the stun. Went into tower range. 2 hits is going to be enough for the life drain there. He's got the hood though. He actually stopped this from happening. 66 gets another kill onto the laser. The Static Storm might kill him. Gets a snipe and a heal from guy next door. Okay, he does finally go down. Precious does as well. What the hell? That should not have ended like that. ODK, the Chrono is going to be onto Spooked. He's going to have 1 down. The Undying now is next in line. He's not going to be Undying in this chain of events. Harry the Hand gets the stun, and they're not going to have the vision onto Jubba, the bug, to be able to lock him down here. Maybe ODK gets a Lucky Bash again. Gets 1 Lucky Bash. 2 Lucky Bash. Okay. Oh, I nearly cursed him. Oh no. I think he's dead here. Oh!
RDK knew he was going to do that. He was trying to wait and see where he was going to go, but sadly didn't find the exact right angle to jump onto him. And they're still coming bottom to defend this. They're not going to let this one go. Black Rabbit Gaming are going to fight this one till the ends of the earth. 66.
Yep. ODK, ODK, time walks away. All that damage is going to be null and void. Faceless void, that is. I've been holding on to that one. Don't worry.
Oh, lol. What's kind of crazy about that fight that happened bottom though is that 66, he came in like 2-3 times in that fight at different occasions. You know, wins at one part, loses out at another. And he actually does find a big kill onto Pugner. And that one big kill, look how much gold he ended up getting. Oh, actually, we don't see it now, but he got a lot of gold earlier on when he got the Pugner kill. It accelerated him quite a lot, and we've seen that he's now occupying 4th slot, primarily just off the defense of this tier on tower bottom. And given the way they're setting up with Jobber and Spooked, I don't think they're going to stop that defense anytime soon.
No, definitely not. And you do have our Unique farming freely now has that Battle Fury, so 15 minutes, good timing. Can be better, but of course this is all they really want at this point. They would, like you said at the start, they need the Unique and 66 get farmed, as the rest of them sort of hold these towers, which they are doing right now.
Time is money.
Junior does drop Nether Ward down bottom, and it's level 1 as mentioned, so not really inconveniencing 626 all that much. And all they care about is blasting this tower 1 Q at a time from this Pugner, and it'll take 2 more to do safely, or maybe 2 in a bit. And now's when they really want to jump for Black Rabbit Gaming, so they need to be careful on WRG.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, Spook definitely thinking about it. Has that epicenter ready to wind it up here. Let's see. They do see Harry the Hands. They do see Precious as well. You're going to jump through, but he gets silenced from the Static Storm. Jumped onto the edge of it. Harry Hands is going to go down so quickly. And Reaper is in the area, but surely going to feel the wrath of Jobber and the lasers in 1 second. The Mars Spear didn't hit. Huh? He would have ulted out anyway.
Mistakes coming in from WRG. Millipa, that's like the third spear I've seen him miss this game, but the real big mistake from Repo was using Static Storm onto the target that they already committed finger on. Like, the Undying was 100% dead.
Yeah.
And they held on to the Static Storm. Use it, for example, after 626 blinks one step forward. Suddenly, you have the big turnaround potential. You're dropping this onto potentially Sand King +1. But instead, they use it a bit too early, and that contributes to them getting completely routed in that fight and being forced to flee.
Oh, RDK. Okay, he's found Unique now. Has a couple bashes up, but Jabba is in the area. Spook does well. Unique jumps after them. A time being. There's the Chrono coming out, so you may be going to get the kill onto Jabba here. You do have the... There we go. I was going to say the Mana Void is going to be enough to sort of kill him there. Wasn't able to save Jabba. Got one more hit thereafter and took out the bug. Spook misses his Earth Spike. 66 is fine.
Okay. RDK, as soon as he sees the anti-mage there, should have just time walked into the river, try to get himself away as quickly as possible. He has to know that he's not going to win that fight any day of the week. And ends up basically giving away his life there. WRG won't be happy about that situation because they can't really afford too many deaths on this anti-mage. He's supposed to be on the faces way, excuse me. He's supposed to be a late game answer to the anti-mage, the lockdown solution for both him and the Tinker. So if he's dying like this, doesn't really give them prospects.
Oh,
this is another spear.
Oh, no, okay. He's going to get pulled into the Static Storm, so he is going to die here, but that's one too many ultis that would have really liked to use. Okay, he is dead. As some miracle he gets out there. Milliput does have the spear now, gets it onto the tree, and there we go. The suck from Precious is going to be enough.
Alright, they finally do find a way to get themselves a kill. Bringing down the Undying. That's 2 heroes that they've taken away. And every time that they win a fight, this is a very scary lineup to play
Unique.
into.
No, Unique. Don't do it. You're so young. Don't do it. Okay.
There's no Blink Tag online, so he's fine. Until he can do stuff like that until there's Blink online. Once there's Blink online, you just have to play a lot more safe on the anti-mage.
It's going to be quite a close one here. 66 building actually has the axe completed, so he's going to have it on his next trip to base. We'll see what can come out of that. A lot of amp damage that axe brings. Unique heading over to his Manta. Going to keep on farming out here. In the jungle, there is a smoke now from the rest of Black Rabbit.
Yeah, they recognize that since they've gotten this Blink Dagger on Spook, they haven't necessarily utilized it in the greatest form. Not to be able to not just win these small skirmishes, but actually push for some structural advantage on the map.
You have 66 laying into RDK at the top, but avoids the damage again. I'm gonna keep using that, I don't care. How's that not been? I'm sure that has to have been used before, right? He's avoided the damage.
I mean, you can trademark it now.
Okay. Officials signed scribble here. There we go. Top lane. Precious heading into this tower with the Nether Blast, so a lot of towers coming up with it. Ooh, it does actually get the bounce from the laser there. That Aghanim's giving that extra tiny bit of range that he needs. Millipa poised to jump in this time round, but they do have vision of him, so 66 not going to fall into that trap.
Yeah. The very scary part though about the situation is that as much as they're holding as many of these towers as they can, Black Rabbit Gaming doesn't really have the easiest way to put pressure out to themselves onto these buildings. And that's why we see this mid tower and bottom still standing in decently healthy form for this stage of the game. So it does kind of feel like the longer we go on in this particular holding pattern, yes, Black Rabbit Gaming will hold all these buildings, but WRG are still getting farm of their own as they can split the team fairly effectively on the map right now. But Black Rabbit Gaming will smoke up yet again. They want to try and force a play here in the top lane, potentially lead into a tier 2 tower push of their own.
Let's see if they can maybe catch something. Do have the rest of the team split up. Bottom RDK just farming up, is going for the Sylph's Edge build straight away. Assume just a good stat item for the Void, not really looking for the break effect here.
You get break versus anti-mage, that's kind of nice.
Oh, that's true. Precious is going to go in onto the anti-mage. You do have the epicenter boiling up. That's going to hit onto two. They're going to jump in as well. The Manavoy kills them all. Millipuzz caught in with Guy next door. The zombie slowing him down. Harry gets the spike to delay everything. Boom turns into a prop. That's 6-6 here, joined up to the fight. The rockets, the heat seekers coming through. Lasers not even needed. Harry the Ham surely going to go down. RDK gets the chrono onto two, but it's going to be lasered. You can't hit anymore, so hello and goodbye, says Repo, as he's going to surely drop me out.
Rampage.
A rampage for Unique. This is the started Black Rabbit needed. Woo!
Exactly the kind of start that they needed. They take this fight around the mid lane, and very fortuitously for them, they get an amazing jump with all the heroes streaming in through the mid. So 3 heroes die pretty much instantly in the fight. And to make life even better, RDK walks up. Despite the team pretty much all being dead, he decides to go in for the chrono, but only having the Silver Edge and Mask of Madness, no good at dealing with an entire team by himself. And bottom, 6-6 gets solo killed by Precious Petunia.
Yep, but Precious surely gonna fall here. Millipar is in support, does have the flash to help him.
Nice.
But Spook gets the kill, and now Millipar looks in danger. Unique blinks forward, has that mana drain. It's gonna be... Oh, not enough with the mana void, but only a few more hits is gonna be needed. RDK now run up to the fight. He gets a break onto anti-mage. He's gonna be bashing up, gets a lot of damage going on to himself. He's just gonna jump out. He doesn't want any part of this. Harry the Ham showed up. Jabba is on his tail. They are going to have the finger coming out, and Spook will fall this time. Unique does get the kill onto Harry the Hams. ODK is back in the fight. Jabba has that Spirit Vessel with the Tombstone. Is going to drop ODK quite low, but he is fine. This is oh no.
This is an action-packed game for sure. A lot of this is happening at this point in time. And one of the things that we love about the way that these fights are taking place is, although WRG keep bringing in member after member, sure they get the quick kill onto this Tinker at the beginning of the fight, but Black Rabbit Gaming are showing that right now at this stage, they're utilizing the experience advantage very, very well. We were talking in the draft about the level that WRG will need in order to be able to contest this game. Look how far behind they are in experience right now. It's kind of crazy how bad it is, and they're leveraging that advantage on the side of the Black Rabbit Gaming. They know that once the first salvo of spells are used, there's pretty much not much else they have in the tank. Even RDK, just Silver Edge, Mask of Madness, not really the kill any hero he comes across engine just yet. Still needs a little bit of time to get to that point. And we spoke about this in the drafts, right? That sometimes these anti-mage drafts, and especially with the help of Tinker, can push the tempo of the game faster than the phases where it can deal with. And thus far, it is the case. WRG really are struggling to take any fights that don't involve Tinker, pretty much getting off an uninterrupted drain onto a single target.
Yeah, we are going to see what they can really pull out here. Pull out, are they going to pull the rabbit out of the hat? Pull the hat out of the rabbit, that's sort of what Road Rabbit's doing at the moment. It's not a pretty sight. Trust me. Oh, bottom though, 6-6, it gets caught here, no trees to hide in here. Millipar surely catching him this time. Harry the Hams gets the fingers to secure the kill.
Big plays. That is really huge. Because this also happened at the same time as they were going for a smoke gank top. Generally speaking, when you have a Tinker in the team, you want to find a target and bring him in with the BTs, but now it's a bit of an open question if they still want to. RDK, though, he might be the target.
Oh, yeah. No, this is going to be quite bad if they do manage to catch him. You do have the TPs coming out, and you did jump over the wall. So it's going to avoid that again. I'm very chuffed with myself, yes.
Yeah, YNROC with the trademark void puns. Ouchie.
I'm just any puns. My name is corny. I'm all about the corny jokes, and puns are the best form of corny jokes.
Oh my god.
By the way, Snare, did you know my lack of a general knowledge is my Achilles knee? No?
No, not
Spooked.
that
He's found something. He's found Precious. He's going to be gone on here. Has the Decrepify to save himself. For the meanwhile, Static Storm just try and save something, but really, Reaper, that was just a throw in the bag here. He gets blocked off. No tree run for you. And he takes a little trip back.
That was a very, very optimistic situation. Overly optimistic, one could argue. Like, being down in this bottom situation, it's one thing if you have the entire team behind you, you have a Siege Wagon coming in, and you're pushing on the tower, but you're just walking up Raw, the two of you, hugging the Disruptor, knowing full well they have the kind of reach that these heroes have access to between Tinker, Sand King, arguably even the Anti-Mage. Honestly, that was kind of an irresponsible move from WRG, and honestly, I didn't want to say it, but in some respects, it feels like they are showing a distinct lack of respect for their opponents. not treating them as the high caliber people that they are. That's why RDK felt so comfortable showing up in the fight, despite his entire team being dead and only one buyback being available. Need to show the respect, otherwise they're going to end up losing this matchup, as a fight might break out in this top lane here.
Yeah, they do get vision of RDK. Jabba's going to put the bugs on him to know where he is for sure. He's going quite heavily forward here, but that's the point of the Pulse 4 Weaver. Is able to quite comfortably act as your scout. He's a nimble bug. Nimble bugger, anyway.
That's what all the extra legs are for.
Yeah, I'm sure. Mealypaw does get the spear onto Spook. You do get vision of him very briefly. Of the dust coming up from Harry. The hands, the finger, and the life drain. All they're gonna need. Do you have the tombstone popped here? And 66 with all of that vision. The heat-seeking rockets are going to be doing a lot. Mealypaw's, he's falling quite low here. He's going to need to be watched out. He's just going to die. Oh no. Oh no, no, no.
Fun! Enjoyable. Shout out to Mealypaw for reacting how I do whenever I'm getting destroyed by Tinker.
Oh no, that's not okay.
Seriously though, whenever I see Tinker do stuff like that, you ask yourself, how is this fair? How is this allowed? Like, why is this
it's fair because if you catch him with one stun, he's dead, or he should be dead. I'm a Tinker player myself. I've had those games, but if you kill him, it's like playing an Alka game, right? What do you call a game when there's an alchemist in it?
Awful.
That's a secondary name. It's an alchemist game thing. I'm both I'm happy and sad that Alchemist has sort of fallen off from being a good hero in recent times, because I was an Alch player myself. I abused him, not gonna lie, but it's nice not playing against him.
Yep, I love patches in Dota where there's no alchemist, no tinker, no techies, no brood. Just I don't want my lactose intolerance flaring up because of all that cheese, so I'm just happy without it.
Do you remember? I specifically remember this patch because it was soon after I started playing Dota, and this is going to really show how young I am in the Dota scene. But 7.0, where it was pick Dusa. If they pick Dusa, you pick Anti-Mage. If they don't pick Anti-Mage, you pick Dusa. If they don't pick Dusa, you pick Anti-Mage. And that was the meta, because
there were. Young man, now I need to tell you the days of your tales of horror, with awful days happening. Like in chat, anybody in chat, let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 your trauma levels when you hear ho ho ha ha.
Yeah.
And everybody who knows will know. They'll understand that patch. It was a period of like a year where you could not escape it. You just wake up in your dreams and you hear that awful laugh. But we are back in the game right now. The unpause is on. Both offlaners are dead on both sides. RDK just gonna tank some stupid amounts of damage here from the Tinker. I think this is honestly a game where, as soon as humanly possible, not long after getting BKB, when he can manage it, you need to get Diagonal Shot. Having reverse Time Walk is actually so useful against Tinker as well. You force him to burn through so much mana to be effective against you, and that allows you to also have a little bit easier of a time catching in on him.
I'm quite curious of the shard pickup for the Marshy machines and the likes of the Tinker. Sort of the gist nowadays is you sort of max out on going the spell amp and just being this heavy damage dealer. But the Marshy machines now move to that Agnum slot. How do you like it picked up here in this game? So assumably he doesn't want to show much in the lanes, right? Just do the split pushing from the side, because the laser does give that vision. But
getting jumped on though. I was about to say he's getting jumped on, but he get out in time.
Yeah, he's what is he, Snare?
He's fine.
He's fine. I do use the scan to see if anyone is farming in the jungle. It doesn't look like anyone's really heading over. Although Unique might have the misfortune of blinking into RDK any moment. Oh, they went to the other side. Oh, the luck. Oh no. Okay, wait. No, Precious runs the wrong way. Oh, they don't see each other at all. This is horrible. Okay. Now Unique sees them because RDK killed the courier. I hate this. Okay.
Jump on Repo. 3 hits.
Bye. Oh my word, Repo died very quickly there. I couldn't even see him. Mealypaw gets a stun onto Unique. You do have the coming off. Oh, that's not okay. RDK, you spot the Master Madness as well, so can't jump any further. Oh, this is looking horrible for White Rabbit at the moment. Unique's jumping forward, no mana, so no more Time Walks to you. He's gonna Time Walk dance his way, gets bashed, gets mana voided. Oh no! This is access.
Oh no.
Oh, I missed
RDK.
that chrono completely.
So whilst we had the Mars being caught inside the trees, right, and 626 was lasering him down, RDK is probably telling his team, don't worry fam, I got you. I'm going to bail you out of this one. I'm going to pull through, chrono him. And he opts to rather go for the Tinker instead of the Anti-Mage, right? And his rationale, you can hear him thinking that, okay, if I go for Anti-Mage and I chrono him, I can still get lasered, which pretty much prevents me from dishing out any of the damage anyway. So I have to go for the Tinker. But unfortunately, literally as he presses R, Tinker blinks forward to get better vision of the fight, and it works completely. Once that happens, the fight's literally impossible to turn, and now Black Rabbit Gaming are up on the hill. They've played too quickly. Void hasn't been able to keep up.
Actually, they're scouting down bottom. Look here. Harry Pams is using his courier to get the vision of that other spot in the creek wave. So we'll see if this will pay off really. Do they have the damage between the two of them, between Reaper and Harry, to kill 66? Okay, here we're going to see.
They do.
Here we go. Oh, he blinks that way. He's onto Reaper. They get the Static Storm. They get the Hex onto him. You're going to have the stun surely to follow now. The finger's going to be out in just a second. It's not enough. He pops the armor. He pops the rocket flares. It's going to be enough now. Oh my word. No, don't do this. 626. They're too young. I don't know. Are they? Okay, now you got to get out there. Okay. It was a good attempt, but I was curious if they were going to have enough damage to get the kill, and
snap. You know what happened? I really thought they did, right? Because I saw that Reaper's level 11. But look at the talent that he took. Instead of taking the 30 Thunderstrike damage, I'm really accustomed to, wait for the kinetic field cooldown.
Right.
Damage.
Oh, top lane though. RDK gets found again. He time looks up and he had the bug on him, so they had the perfect vision to take him out. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. We get a chat, chat just of oh no everywhere.
Yeah, just oh no's. He is not fine. He is definitely not fine right now. And I think this is going to be a prospective second lane of Rat.
Oh no, Milipa. Oh, actually, okay, he does get the stun onto 66, but he does have that ult, so not as much stab resistance as he liked. He blinks out, not going to have the cancel there. Milipa is going to TP out, does have the BKB, so the rocket won't hit him. But top lane, they're just taking the racks now.
Yep. 2 lanes up. Yeah, this is pretty much done and dusted. WRG don't really have a chance of coming back into this one. They're just way too far behind. Faceless Void, his itemization, he still doesn't have access to the BKB. He didn't go for what we often see in these Voids with either like SNY or Maelstrom. Going for the break capacity.
Oh,
that's dead.
continue.
But like, the toolkit that WRG went for in terms of their itemization, Pugna's items are fine, it's like whatever, it's normal items from him. We don't see an omelet from the Mars, so there's a lack of damage there. Faceless Void doesn't actually deal damage right now, even on individual targets, doesn't seem capable of killing anybody. And it just feels like the way that they itemize was expecting a better game and not playing this particular game out.
Precious gets found there, and just a typical interior getting found by an anti-mage. Nothing out of the ordinary. Although Milipa, he gets caught now. As the vision from the rockets flying through 66, 3 of them coming out. The stun from the Ag, spook from a long way away. Surely going to be enough, and it is. And you know what this is, Snare?
GG?
This looks like time to announce our giveaway.
Oh.
Because the game's sort of handled at this point, right? Yeah. So why don't we handle all of you guys in the chat? You lovely viewers who come and support us every week and make all of this possible. So the key word for today's giveaway is Aishkom. Aishkom. So we're going to have to do that. So if you are joining us in-game or on YouTube, head over to Twitch. That's where the giveaway will be run. And type in chat Aishkom, which is EISHKOM. And you'll be entered into the draw to get the Evesports Spaceman Mouse Pad, which is a very nice mouse pad. Harry Hams, though, he won't get a chance to use it because he's dead. This is the premium Pos 4 experience this time, though. But I mean, is this game done here? Okay, Black Rabbit, they actually get a catch onto them. RDK Kronos, his own teammates, but they do get it onto Unique. 626 is on the side, he's dropping in the lasers, the rockets, everything they can. They can't even kill the anti-mage. Unique, he gets the bash onto RDK.
One
nearly
life.
somehow turns it around. But Aegis is there. It's fine.
Dire's bottom tower.
It took them everything just to bring down this one life. They're too far behind. They just have no more options at this point. The itemization from the Void doesn't allow them to do anything here. Petunia, like,
Oh, the epicenter comes through onto Precious. It's gonna be a lot. 6-6 applying the damage. The Mana Void from Unique gets the kill onto ODK. GG is called from White Rabbit. And Black Rabbit take the lead here in game number 1.
that is a very emphatic victory coming in from Black Rabbit Gaming. The drop from them, we spoke about it and we were talking about how they do have the chance to be able to play more quickly than WRG, and they have to do so. I did not think they'd be able to do so in this degree of fashion because they looked really dominant, right? And the thing is, it's not like they started the game with exceptionally good lanes in every capacity, right? Things were being traded, it looked okay, it looked decent enough, but once they hit this mid game, they just started flying and never looked back. After those couple of fights on bottom where Black Rabbit Gaming continually defended the tier 1 and stopped WRG from doing anything, that did two big things. Firstly, it kept the maps a little bit smaller for WRG because they hadn't been able to take the tier 1 tower top just yet. But primarily, it made sure that 626 got back into the game. Had a kind of difficult time at the start, especially after what seemed to be one or two successful ganks, but immediately after getting like 2-3 kills down bottom, rocket after rocket, laser after laser, things started turning around for them. And Precious Petunia as well didn't fully respect that he was playing against the Tinker. Didn't max out the Netherward early. So we saw at times Netherward would be dropped down and Tinker would be like, what is this thing? Do I care? Not really. I'm gonna just hit it and destroy it and we'll move on. Like, it doesn't bother us at all in this game. And unfortunately, Black Rabbit Gaming, the pace of the game that they set, coupled as well with the, WRG didn't really seem to play this game with the same degree of urgency that we would have seen them play against, say, a Sin 5, against the Face It Boys, against an XD, Energy Esports, and I think they end up paying the price for it quite heavily here.
Yeah. So that's going to be the end of game number 1. It was a cracker indeed, and I hope you have enjoyed. So stay tuned for game 2. We'll see if this can maybe tie it up, if White Rabbit can maybe tie it up and give us a nice game 3. We haven't had a game 3 in so long, guys. Come on. We want to see that nice Dota action, but if you are keen for that giveaway, again, type in on the Twitch chat EISHKOM, so EISHKOM, and you'll be added into the giveaway. But for now, we will see you guys in game number 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed out on Game 1, you do not want to miss this. The Battle of the Rabbits, the yin and yang, the memes and the masters. Who will come out on top? We'll see if they can take it to a Game 3, that is for White Rabbit. And we'll see if Black Rabbit can close it out here in another 2-0 fashion and move on to the next round and secure themselves that top 6 spot. We're already getting into the draft, so as you can hear, stuff is rolling along quite nicely. But Snare, how's that Game 1? Oh my god, I can't even speak. They're picking it up.
There were pew-pews and there were lots and lots of lasers in that first opening game. It was a dream matchup to watch. You know, losing, it must be really bad for your confidence. Losing to Tinker Anti-Mage, you can't really feel good after that. You know, it's kind of a rough loss that they end up suffering on the side of WRG. So going into this one, I kind of think it's also really good for the confidence of Black Rabbit Gaming. They're like, yo, we did this a pure comfort draft. That is not a draft. You don't wake up in the morning and say, guys, we're picking Anti-Mage Tinker today. You're in the draft and you're like, we feel really good about this. Let's go for comfort picks. You pick them, you win with them. So now, kind of expecting to see them keep rolling with the comfort picks, as we already see Tidehunter Snapfire early on in the draft.
Now this is a comfort for White Rabbit. Not so much the... Oh wait, sorry, I'm confusing sides here. Yeah, no, the Tiny Winter Wyvern, they played this last time in game number 2 against V-Drop, and it worked out very well. I believe there's RDK on the Tiny. I will double check that just to be sure. But it was definitely a very solid performance, and it was a nice combo that they had. They were able to use that Winter Curse and then set up into the Tiny's just raw amount of damage at the end of the day. And it was played on RDK. And Precious played a Magnus last time, so we'll see if that gets banned out or picked here. And if not, maybe White Rabbit just sort of replicate the draft. They did have the Rubik last time, which they aren't getting this time. Black Rabbit make sure of that.
Black Rabbit will never allow them to play Rubik. They also go ahead, if you're going to be picking Tidehunter, pro tip, make sure you've banned Disruptor. Really annoying to play against this hero on the Tide, but Watermelon's out. They have a lot of team fights for themselves. Between this and the Morty's Kisses, one thing I also like about it is they're not going to be all playing around the same area, so Winter's Curse has a bit more limited utility. Obviously, it does mean that WRG are setting up for how to use this deeper into the fights themselves. Nice Jakiro pick, not a hero that we see all that often, but when he does emerge, I tend to see him in games like this where you've already got like some big AoE disable that Jakiro can combo off of. You've got some push potential on the towers, and also an underrated aspect of this Jakiro pick in this game is the impact that he has on Tiny. Liquid Fire, not great against a hero that already has such poor attack speed to begin with.
Yeah. I believe if I double check, no, they haven't played it yet that far, the Jakiro. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Punks or Duck that pulled it out. Didn't work too well in their favor, so we'll see how Black Rabbit can do it. Hoodwink now coming out. Okay, so seemingly we've got our +4 Hoodwink here and our +5 Wyvern. They're going to have a tiny Wyvern lane. How's that sort of pair up against the Tide?
With the tiny Wyvern, Tide suffers every now and then when there's activation there of the Arctic Burn. Not fun to play through, but the one thing about this lane is no matter who's there, whether it be Snapfire or Jakiro, they provide some kind of save presence, so it's quite difficult to kill the Tide. What does get scary as the game scales though, because the Tiny does have a sufficient amount of burst damage that if they combo that up with Hoodwink Sharpshooter, break hitting you at the same time as Tiny combo generally should lead into you dying, no matter how tanky you are as a hero. And that's something that Tidehunter is going to be worried about in some regard.
Other sort of carry, I don't really want to go straight into the carries here for Black Rabbit, but we're going to take, okay, the Pango now. Ooh.
So this
I don't really, this is just my take. I've always seen Pango as sort of this hero that you either pick it first and you put it on your +4, right? And he could just be there versatile, sort of similar to the likes of the Hoodwink and the Weaver.
10 seconds
but when you're picking him as a +3, it's sort of you have to know that he's going to be good against the opposing mid and the opposing carry, neither of which we've seen from Black Rabbit so far. Is that sort of a right way to think about how Pango works here?
I think the thing with Pango is it does depend sometimes, but unless there's like Bloodseeker, which is a puck with that the awful matchup,
Grim.
I think, or Grim, right?
Yeah.
But the awful matchups suck, but situations like this, I think when you see what the enemy supports are, and you know full well that neither of them can ever do anything against you in this game,
That's right.
like you would, this Pango's gonna have pretty much a free time against both of them. Doesn't suffer a lot versus Tidehunter as well, and is one of the better heroes to play into Tide when you go in with Rolling Thunder into the fight. Ravage emerges, but you can play around the Ravage using the Rolling Thunder to just buy your team time and space to be able to do stuff after the stuns. Heroes like Ursa are great though. this is kind of the situation that you're talking about, right? When you don't know what the lane matchup is going to be, the enemy does have the latitude to go for heroes like Ursa, which can complicate your life in the laning phase. You rarely die in this laning matchup unless there's an additional stun, and there's not that much stun in this lane for the Ursa. However, it's very rare that you get forward happily just because he just chomps at you so quickly. However, as the game goes on, Ursa is also one of these heroes that turns into a bad pick against the Pango. The swashbuckle hits you with the lucky shot, makes it quite hard for you to have presence in the fight all the time. And the same mechanic with the Rolling Thunder, disrupting Tidehunter and preventing him from getting great ravages. Similar thing for Ursa. The one way to beat Ursa every time is kite him. If you can kite Ursa, you can kill Ursa. Rolling Thunder, great for that. Shield Crash, great for slowing him. Swashbuckle with Lucky Shot, great for disarming him. All of these tools extend the amount of time that he's in the fight, not really being active and doing anything useful for his team.
And that's always thing I like to see from these drops. Is sort of by this point you can sort of see how the initiations and the team fights are going to go. But both of the sides actually have very good counter initiation. Yeah, so you have the Wyvern and very clutch Hoodwink Bushrat coming out also. So then on the same side of things, you have the Ravage Tide, the Ravage from Tidehunter that can come out and sort of delay that initial burst if White Rabbit happens to get on top of Black Rabbit here. So I always like seeing those drops because you end up in sort of these stalemates just before the fight happens, and you just got to break and go with it. You know, you take your confidence and you roll with it. You roll the dice. So now both mains looking for their mid lane, although the Drow pickup now maybe pushing the Tiny to a mid lane now.
10
Drow.
seconds remaining.
I think they will see. It depends on what the last pick is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, this could also easily be a Pangolier going into the mid lane, and they decide to do something like weird on the off lane. I mean, this could even be off lane Winter Wyvern, not something that we haven't seen before in the past. So I think they just are waiting to see what the matchup is going to be. But Black Rabbit Gaming, there are spirits still left in the pool for them this mid lane. Still have heroes like the Puck. I feel like Puck is such a good pick for the game right now. It's still available. Fantastic to be able to get a silence out onto some of these supports. Great versus Pangolier to prevent him having full presence in the fight with the Rolling Thunder. And of course, it's always really good to have a hero like Puck when you have heroes like Snapfire and Jakiro who love dealing damage in a small tight cone. And Puck gives you that small tight cone in the fights without having to really over-invest to be able to allow your team to have that presence and control.
Yeah, we'll see what Black Rabbit can pull out here, assuming they're mid lane or left. So any Ember left? You say the Puck is a very good pick for them. No Tinker this time for 606. Why we're sure to take that away from them this time around. Tinker wouldn't have been a good pick here either way. Well, actually, you would have done all right.
Yeah, it would have been fine. Would have struggled a little bit versus Pango, but and Hoodwink can scout him out in the trees. But I think the main thing for WRG, it's like whatever. Just don't allow him to play this.
Oh,
Sniper.
I think they heard you.
Okay. Ho ho ha ha.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? I know this is pubs, and I know this isn't high ranked and everything, but Sniper's broken, and every game that me or a party member pick him, we win. Easily. But you're playing against White Rabbit, and you're playing against RD Kane, you're playing against Precious Petunia, who have the experience to know what to do with a sniper, and at the same time it is a sniper. So if you run over him, he gets run over, and the tiny legs of a dwarf the tiny legs of a dwarf, and he's not going to be able to do much hurdling himself.
This is an interesting game for the Sniper to be playing because they don't have much reach from WRG. It's only really the aforementioned Pangolier that they have to bring to bear. Sniper is incredible, generally speaking, against Drow Ranger, which is weird, right? Because normally you'd think that Drow is only weak against heroes that can quickly get onto her.
Yeah.
But Sniper is one of the few heroes that can continually outrange the Drow Ranger. She spends time chasing onto him rather than vice versa. Sniper spends all that time just hitting her down. She's going to have a hard time reaching him in this game past Tidehunter Ursa. Like, you don't really... Like, you have Millibar. Precious Petunia is going to be playing the Tiny here from this mid lane. And... you know, when I think of good mid-lane matchups for Tiny, Sniper doesn't really come to mind for me when I think about this just off the bat, right? It's like, yeah. But at the same time, though, one thing that is great about Tiny is that after you leave the mid lane, any given time that you see Sniper and you're near Sniper, Snipers die every single time. So you do have that going for yourself. So it's this one interesting pick where it counters the enemy carry pick. it's not that great against their offlaner, and it's fairly poor against their safe laner. However, the team is providing a lot of protection for it. It does kind of feel like, because of the way that the draft went, especially with this last pick on the Draw Ranger from WRG, and how decent that could be against the Ursa, that now the centerpiece of this draft is 626, but it was that way in the last game as well, so definitely has a lot to do from the sniper, with this pretty sick skin as well. This is kind of dope.
The emeralds. This was from the, what was it called? I forgot what the event was called. The one with the shards that rained across, and you had the 4 different lanes.
I don't play the other.
You don't play the custom events. Oh,
no.
What was it? Nemesis.
Okay.
Nemesis.
Top lane. WRG might lose Harry the Hams though.
Hoodwink is surely going to go down here, so not much hope for the little squirrel to get himself out. First blood goes the way of Black Rabbit again here. Not the best start they wanted to take this to a game 3 for White Rabbit.
Not at all. Not at all. And worst case scenario, I think, is that Unique is the one that gets that kill. The last thing you wanted is for this Ursa to get ahead. The game, as the game goes on, Pango can be amazing versus Ursa, but the lane can get a little bit rough at times. Yeah. So Unique getting off to this decent start doesn't really help them in this situation.
Ooh, a nice deep ward coming out from Guy Next Door in this mid lane. So we'll see if that can bear any fruit from the likes of the Sniper. They actually get the deny from Reaper, so not 3 runes going the way of Black Rabbit this time around.
Worth. It's fine.
Worth,
yeah. Yeah, it's just like, whatever. You got you denied it? Okay, cool, bro. Good for you, I guess.
We're going to see Guy Next Door. He's just saying hi to Harry, although Precious just see him place the sentry, but he doesn't really care. Don't get gold from it.
Look how bad luck this is. The sentry is the unit out of range of the opposing observer ward. Oh. Feels so sad. Sad.
Feels bad, man. Bot lane. We are going to see Spooked and Guy Next Door sort of make a sandwich around here, although RDK is going to be running onto Guy Next Door now, has that first level in the Frost Arrow. Isn't able to really get on top of him. But Guy Next Door, oh my word, the Fairy Fire.
What a player.
Worth. Best 75 gold he's ever spent in his life.
This is actually so amazing. Not only is he going to survive this movement, right? They're wasting so much time chasing him. Harry the Hams is still going to keep going on him. And he's going to have... He's fine. He's got Fire Snap quickly in a second.
He's got Ancient Deny. He cuts the tree so he can't juke himself away from... Oh, okay. Well played from Harry.
Fire Snap quickly. If he Fire Snapped, he could have actually gotten the stun onto Harry the Hams and maybe gotten hit by the Ancient. But either way, Harry the Hams ends up outplaying him. But still, I think it still ends up being worthwhile, right? Because you force them, they use those 3 heroes to not get the kill on Tidehunter like they really wanted. They might still kill him now, though, because they're coming back with Harry the Hams.
Let's see what's going to be going on here. Spooked. It does have that Anchor Smash in level 2. Oh, sorry, not Anchor Smash, Kraken Shell. So it's going to dispel the slow, and it's just going to TP back to the tower. It was quite a long TP, because Guy Next Door just came down the bot. Meanwhile, top lane, Unique gets another kill onto Milipa here, so...
Not worth it.
Nope. Not very good.
Worth it. For WRG, they failed to kill Spook down bottom. They spent a lot of resources now trying to make sure that they can get that further advantage for the Draw Ranger, and it's come at a major cost. Unique now is 2 kills up on this map. They haven't gotten that extra kill bottom. And yes, sure, Spooked ends up missing out on the first few waves, but it's not like the Tidehunter won't be able to catch up. Almost dies here. That was close though.
Yeah. So I think both safe lanes going quite well for each of the respective rabbits this game. And we'll see how things can keep going from this point onwards. Top lane, do you see... Okay, Harry the Hams and Jabba just having an argy-bargy. Argy-bargy, by the way, is where they say a bunch of rude stuff, but nothing really happens.
They're just talking trash. It's a drunken argument. So
yeah. Argy-bargy. Better word.
Out in the mid lane. One of the things that Precious Petunia is doing, recognizing that look, the first few levels. Oh, it's RDK gets to kill bottom.
Yeah, bottom. No, he's fine. The body blocks from Reaper and the Frost Arrows is going to be enough. Just don't hit him once more, otherwise he's going to pocket. Okay, he's layering it quite well. He's going to have the Courier maybe go down instead of RDK. Preferably you want RDK here. The creeps are actually hitting not too many. Anchor Smash is going to be enough. The creeps there, I believe it was Repo that used the Splinter Blast, if I'm not wrong. And that aggroed the creeps there.
That is really, really bad. Black Rabbit Gaming from this position Now Spooked gets a kill over on Drow Ranger. Drow has to leave the lane. And remember that Spooked wasn't getting a lot of CS early on. So that's really perked up a lot of the net worth that he wasn't attaining. And guy next door wasn't here. So he got all the experience by himself. Shot up to level 4 here, YNROC. And look at him. Seeming like the perfect beefcake right now. Doesn't have to worry too much. These Splinter Blasts are coming in. But with the supreme level advantage, has no care in the world for this damage.
What do we say, Snare? What do we say? What do we say? Curious to see how this mid lane's going up. It's quite even, slightly favored on the side of Precious, although I don't know how many of those have been these small camps. So we'll see. Actually, let's check the net worth. He's ahead.
He's ahead right now. I was going to talk about this in a bit, that the opening levels, once you know that 626 is going to be playing more towards the shrapnel, as you should, as the sniper. He knows that the take aim is not really going to be a factor for the early levels, so he can play a lot more aggressively into the face of the sniper, which he has been doing quite well. And you'll see these good laners, they understand like the peaks and valleys of their heroes. It's similar to what we're seeing in this top lane, where now that he does have help, Milipa is a lot more sustainable, but back when he didn't, Unique and Jabba made a point of it, of playing as aggressively as they could in this lane matchup. But as soon as the dynamic of the lane changes, you change how you play it itself. Similar to how now Princess Petunia, I doubt he'll be playing into the face of the sniper anymore, because he knows that there's, it's not significant threat, but threat that is present, so you have to take it into account and play a bit more carefully.
Yeah. Unique has to be quite careful here at the top lane. Swashbuckle is only on level 1, so not too much damage coming through, and he actually gets soul from Jabba, so he's going to be okay. Here the Hams, taking a lot of the damage from the argy-bargy of Jabba. And we see Milipa heading over, trying to help. He's running out of the way from... Yeah. Ooh. Okay, the Swashbuckle didn't hit onto Unique, so he doesn't have the slow coming out from the lucky shot. This is a lot of damage now. One more hit onto Milipa, and he's going to go down again.
Yep.
2 deaths now at the top lane. This is not really how you want your off lane to be going, especially against an Ursa.
Not at all. Unique did a great job there. Once he recognized that Harry the Hams was being zoned out by Jabba, starts making the immediate chase on Milipa, forces him into a position where it's either you Swashbuckle TP immediately or you end up dying, and he loses his life there in that situation.
Yeah.
Great ways in pretty much all three, well, 2 lanes really. The mid lane has been somewhat of a wash. Princess Petunia has done a great job, but on top they've gotten kills, on bottom they've gotten important kills. Black Rabbit Gaming.
Okay, Unique barely popped the enrage, so it's not going to take all the damage from the Swashbuckle. Has the live damage lane onto Milipa. No Swashbuckle yet. The acorn shot. Oh my. Yeah, that was a very big amount of damage that came out. Only level 1. That was enough at the end of the day. Bot lane. I'm going to have Spook going onto RDK again. Not going to be able to take him down. This time, guy next door will fall. So does the courier. And Jabba on the top lane.
Yeah, we had a rotation coming in from our Tiny. Went to the top lane. Princess Petunia makes that happen. Also gets middle. Big kill onto the sniper.
The haste rune doing a lot of work for him there.
Oh man, that was at the last second of the haste rune that he ran for and got that kill. That was incredibly done by Princess Petunia. This Tiny, this is one of the big things about Tiny. Level 7, so scary.
Oh, okay, the Snapfire Cookie is going to go the wrong way, but the split arrows, the multi-shot is going to be there. That was... Yeah, but... yeah. This is a better start for White Rabbit, though, in this game number 2 compared to game 1.
Yeah. They have done a really good job. I think the important thing that they've done as well is getting this kill on the Tidehunter now, but also zoning him back earlier. He spends a lot of time playing underneath his tier 1 tower, not really having assistance from guy next door who died early on, so that's depressed his farm quite substantially here. So you see that despite the fact that Milipa's died more often than him, Milipa is ahead on the net worth right now. Love that the Unique Ursa is also going for this early Diffusal Blade. Kind of feel like I become very dismayed when I see Ursas these days buying like the Battle Fury. It's just like, just buy Diffusal.
Yeah.
It's so good on this hero right now.
Sort of a patch gone past that the
middle tower is under
Battle
attack.
Fury was a good pick on the Ursa. I do still miss the days of one-shotting the support off to the side like a Sven from the built-up stacks. That was quite fun. And everyone goes, what? Anyway, bot lane.
To watch bottom.
Yeah, guy next door. Let's get all of the little shredder onto Reaper, so they've reduced armor, and the Gush is going to be there. Spook actually commits a Ravage here. The Anchor Smash is going to be enough. the stun hit onto RDK and he didn't have enough damage to help. Although the bushwhack though, guy next door will pay for his life. Harry the Hand coming down bot. Gets a rotation kill for sure.
Whatever. The first Ravage of the game that you use, sometimes players hold on to it a little bit too long. In this game, if you had an Ember Spirit or something from middle, then I'd say that you definitely hold on to it until you can get a kill on the Draw Ranger.
Yeah.
But you have a sniper, there's no guarantee that even if he makes the rotation, that he finds the correct shrapnel, the right angle for an assassinate. So use it when you can. The best hope would have been if they could use it and escape. I feel like guy next door should have used the Fire Snap cookie onto Tide Hunter instead of on himself. And that way he's able to retreat further ahead from the Tide. Neither of them are at risk of getting Acorn shotted together. Ultimately though, it's okay.
Yeah. It was a little nice play. Spook just sort of body blocked the multi-shot. Now we're going to see he's not going to be able to body block this. He does have that Kraken Shell, but it's only level 1, and it is against that range of the Draw Ranger, so he's going to go down regardless.
Yeah, he's playing a little bit too aggressively in this lane. He has to be aware that this round right now, she has cracked level 7. You don't have any more the massive experience advantage. And you can't Kraken Shell off the bonus damage from marksmanship. Nothing you can do to block that off. Multi-shot also a real problem for you. When he comes back to the lane,
holy. Unique needs one more hit to really get him down here. We'll see if he can get it before he gets stunned. It was so close. He was... Milipa was rolling up the Rolling Thunder, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he gets stunned. It was so close. Mid lane, Precious takes a bit of a beating here, but only 1 point in that headshot, so... What do we say? Insert t-shirt here. RDK though, he's going to be pretty close to going down here bottom. Reaper does come in, the anchor smash though. Spook is going to take him down regardless. The guy next door will pop the salve, won't be enough for Precious with a haste rune. Have you seen anything scarier in your life? That's a very big rock he's holding.
I haven't found anybody yet though.
Yeah. He's trying trouble here. One hit. Surely gonna throw it now, and we'll get the kill for sure.
You just fell on hard.
Another haste rune ends up being very clutch for him, and he's not done just yet. I think Spook might be in danger here.
Unique in the meanwhile does get the kill up top. We'll see what Precious can do here. He's fine. We don't have that pipe coming out from Spook just yet, so actually he's dead. Oh no, the Ravage coming through. The Kiss is already in flight. The shot from the Hoodwink doesn't kill, but Toss actually doesn't get the kill either. Unique is running forward, does have the kill onto the Winter Wyvern. That was an easy give him for him. That was very, very close, and they actually ended up getting the Tide out there.
That was wonderful. Tide Hunter walks away, he's still alive. Tiny ends up dying, and it's such a huge kill because of how important Precious Petunia is going to be for this team, and because of how close he was to Blink Dagger. There's 2,000 gold here, YNROC. Doesn't end up getting closer to the Blink. They keep the Tide alive. They involve Unique in a follow-up kill. And all of this is right after they get Ravage back, right? One of the best things about using Ravage is when it comes back, using it immediately as soon as it's available and getting a key kill off the back of it. And they managed to do that. So he's going to be feeling very happy despite how little net worth he has. He's been very impactful in this game so far for BRG. And he's made a lot of space. Unique off the back of that kill, that pretty much gave him the impetus to completely finish the Diffusal Blade. Only a couple of 100 gold remaining until he has it. And we start having problems when he gets closer toward the Blink Dagger, because then suddenly Draw Ranger is getting really, really scared about her prospects of staying alive in these fights.
Definitely going to be a tricky one here, but a better start for sure from White Rabbits this time around, and we'll see if RDK and the crew can pull it off to go to game 3. We have a smoke here coming out of mid lane. So 66. Oh, Precious, he got his blink. He wasn't able to blink straight on top of him. Get the toss. The Avalanche wasn't in time to know that extra damage. Run. Yeah, the ulti coming off. Actually, Mr. President there from the Jakero is going to save his sniper, and now 66 is going to surely get the kill onto Precious. The magic damage is there. The toss actually gets the kill. Oh my. His blink was a tad bit short there.
Oof. Tad bit short. I was mentioning that if he gets on top of the sniper and gets off the spells, he's able to get the kill. Unfortunately, at this stage of the game, he doesn't have any physical damage just yet. The Echo Saber is still far and away from coming. So if he misses the salvo of spells, suddenly he's just food for the sniper, who's easily able to turn around. The right clicks were there. And it was sort of like a death in slow motion, right? He knew he was gone, but there's nothing you can do about it. You try in vain to run away, but you know it's curtains.
I do love the Mr. President play from Jabba, though. Standing in front of that ulti from the Snapfire.
No.
Mr. President. They're not going to be able to protect. Who is this? The Snapfire down bot. You do have the cookie coming through, so it's going to hit onto Precious, but now you're under tower. Reaper doesn't get the stun onto him. The Winter's Curse here to slow it up, but Jobber, he's going to tick down, yeah. Liquid Fire is enough that time. That's a lot.
That's the saddest thing in the world. That they almost actually saved the Snapfire. They almost did the same combo as last time. Spook TP'd in, but he just literally was 20 mana short of casting Ravage. So he couldn't do anything. Just had to watch the Snapfire die. Such a sad situation. Had he had Ravage, that's an instant turnaround and potentially another kill on Precious Petunia. But while we're talking about this bottom lane, Unique just heals away an Aegis on this Ursa.
Yeah. Nearly went onto. Oh, you know. Yeah, what Aegis? What Aegis? Millipa is going to pop up the Rolling Thunder, doesn't get the stun right away. Probably not his preference. But, well, White Rabbit can't get Aegis now.
Oh lord, Unique is not fired. He's not happy about this. He's so tilted right now.
What's the yikes scale? Can we get a yikes scale from Etienne in chat, please? That's I think we got to leave that to them.
I feel like a solid 9 on the yikes scale on that one.
Solid 9, right?
Pretty sad.
What was it for PPD, the tiltometer? It's the yikes scale. Just EGL 1 things. Anyway, mid lane, now we're going to get some damage onto this tower finally. As Precious does have that extra damage from the tree grab. Neek is in the area. Doesn't have his blink just yet, just that diffusal. And just has to watch as everything falls. But Spooked is here, does have the Ravage, but again, no blink. Now we're going to walk forward, the Gush is going to be there. The Kisses are just going to throw the Ravage straight in, but the Curse comes out onto Unique. Doesn't last that long, and didn't have the Enrage. Millipa dies in the meantime. Reaper's falling very, very low as Jobber had the damage from the Macropire. Spooked can't really catch him. RDK gets a kill somewhere else on the map as Precious is just going to TP out. And Unique does get the kill onto Reaper after a little bit of a chase. But they're okay with this.
They end up trading 2-4-1 across the map on this one. 2 falling here middle. The tier 1 tower gets taken, but they immediately claim one in the opposite direction. Losing the sniper top. That's where Harry the Hams and RDK were occupied. They did get a pretty big kill in that regard, but in the grand scheme of things, Black Rabbit Gaming still happy with how things have shaken out.
Oh, Precious, yeah, he jumps straight onto Unique. He doesn't get stunned quite yet. Millipire has the Rolling Thunder rolling in, getting onto 3 of them. Is going to die. Harry the Hands gets the kill on that time. RDK is in the area, does have the Frost Arrows. He's going to be slowing him up as the break coming through, so no more Kraken Shell to dispel the slow. And he goes down.
Let me get my arrows back.
Big.
Have a look at Snapfire real quick.
Howdy.
Is he walking weird for you?
Yeah. No, this happens sometimes. Yeah, I love it when this happens. Every time I see this, I just like, this is my favorite thing. Wait, just chill.
I've never seen this before. That is
I've
brilliant.
seen this before. This is awesome. I love
Indie game, remember, guys? Indie game.
Small indie company.
Small
Local developer, you know.
Oh, that is brilliant. This is not a very good spot here for guy next door to beat. Didn't really know of the presence of the White Rabbits. 66 was far enough. He didn't get caught in that little skirmish.
Yeah, they're starting to take over this map a little bit right now, WRG. They're using the pressure that they have from how much damage they can put out. And they're also using this to split push. RDK happily secures the tier 1 tower in the top lane. Just getting more and more farm. Is the net worth leader on the map right now. And the thing is about the sniper, yeah, sure, in principle, sniper is supposed to help you versus a drow, but when you're this far behind as a sniper, you don't really have yourself covered in glory. You can't put the same impact on the drow ranger as she can put on your team right now. However, items like this will help. Blink Dagger picked up by Spooked.
Yep.
We do have access to Blink Ravage. We've seen them actually almost find themselves in really good fighting positions, but just really have difficulty putting the Tidehunter in the correct position to Ravage. Now suddenly that's not going to be an issue. And I'd love to see them use the smoke ASAP to try and get something going on the map. And the 4 heroes will congregate and do exactly that.
Yep, we see a smoke coming out from the rabbits.
Gad's gonna catch him.
Oh, no. And they have vision, so they know. Oh, that feels bad. Well, Harry the Hams does pop the smoke regardless. Spook to see if he can get a kill. Get the Gush and the Anchor Smash. A little bit of the jukes coming out here from Harry the Hams. It's a nasty little squirrel. The ulti is going to be enough. He gets the Fairy Fire, but okay, the Macropire tick is going to be enough. Precious jumps in. He goes on to Spook. Oh, Spook pops a Ravage. He does get onto 2 of them, but this is only onto the Pulse 3 Millipire. The Kisses coming through on the back line. Precious, this is just nothing's hitting at the moment. Oh no, guy next door. Guy next door. Don't get killed. Okay, yeah, he's dead.
Absolutely dead.
Yeah.
And consider that WRG didn't have to go waste every single ultimate on their team to get that one support kill. Black Rabbit Gaming, they honestly, they got debated. Once the smoke breaks and the scan is connected, Harry the Hams on this hoodwink, he not only is able to suss out where the opponent is, but he gets them to make some critical mistakes, forces a lot of spell usage out of them, and they have to commit the sunken cost fallacy, right? They start feeling that we're way too deep into the fight. There's no point backing off right now. If we run away without using our spells, we just lose the fight for free. But, you know, when the enemy team is prepared for you to come in, they're trying to get you to use your spells, and Black Rabbit Gaming fall for it. So now they're out of a Ravage, don't have Macropire. To be fair, Macropire in Morty's case is not the longest cooldowns in the world, but Ravage still going to be off the field for another 84 seconds, and they're going to exploit this by smoking up on the side of WRG.
Yeah, Harry the Hams did draw this on the map not long ago, so it was sort of pointing out to the wave, and then that if they'd back off, they'd walk right into where they are right now. But they do spot Unique. Have the ulti coming out. The toss is going to be there. It's going to hit onto him. He pops the enrage. Isn't going to get stunned, actually. So not a very good position that WRG is in here. The Gush, the stun from Jobber. I'm gonna 66 joining in the party now. No bushwhack just yet. Is gonna have it now. They actually toss him back onto the sniper. Reaper showed up to the party. Have to be careful of that Winter's Curse. Actually, I'm gonna pop it onto the sniper, but he's okay here. Not gonna have too much damage coming onto him. He does get quite low. Gets pushed right into him. Mini-Bite hits. Doesn't hit the bushwhack. Unique joins the fight again. They're going onto this. Doesn't have the range. Does kill off Precious Petunia. What is this fight? 66 gets a kill with the ulti from him. Spook has been on just fighting the entire time. Unique finally goes down. Millibuzz doing a lot in this fight that he really should be credited for. He's actually going to go back onto 66. Tries to get the kill, the headshot, the take. Aim is making it keep his distance. Holy moly.
Oh my gosh. 70 HP, sniper drops so low, 66. Somehow, he was the one that they wanted to kill first. They knew he was somewhere in the trees. They end up going for Unique, and it's a long, drawn-out fight. They eventually kill Unique, but Unique makes them work really hard for it. I was talking about how they didn't have to commit ultimates to kill a support, but they had to commit so many heroes to bring down this bear. Petunia dies. Honestly, Hoodwink, though it was the first one in, ends up dying, right? Could have been the only casualty. WRG show an almost similar characteristic as Black Rabbit Gaming. They decide, oh, we almost got this kill. We smoked up so far on the map. We need to make this one final move. And look how often they kept diving back for Unique as well as for the 626 sniper. And it ends up having them pay a very heavy price at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy fight here.
I was sure they were going to get that kill onto Unique, that sharpshooter plus the toss combo from the Tiny, but just wasn't enough, and he pops the enrage, and the right clicks from Precious does nothing, and he just the Teddy walks away.
Yep. Teddy is perfectly fine, 100% fine. Everything's fine.
Everything fine. He's at the 3rd level.
What's actually crazy as well is that Unique, they actually didn't need to die in that fight. Had he gone away immediately after killing Tiny, instead of coming back to look for the kill on Millibar, he would have lived. Would be fine. Then they would have gotten Millibar for free after that.
We're going to see smoke coming out from Black Rabbit, or maybe going to run into the likes of Precious Petunia, although they are TPing top to try and help the Ursa, but aren't going to be there in time to get the kill onto Unique's Teddy Bear.
Too much damage. He was way too far out of position. When you're this far forward, you know, your team doesn't have really that many wards around the area. The TPs will be slow in coming. They almost got Precious Petunia though in revenge down bottom, but they failed to just tick him over at the end.
Oh, though. Oh,
I did hit the tree.
That was close. I always like these blink plays, or mini RTZ plays.
We haven't seen enough clips yet for it to be RTZ plays.
Talk about the nice ones, not the meme ones. Although this is
are the nice ones, bro.
How about a cliff play where Sniper headshots the guy onto the high ground?
No.
Ravage is coming onto RDK. He is going to get stunned up here. Millibar is in support. He's going to get stunned up from Jabba. The Macropire, all that damage coming onto him. He's going to mantle it off. Gets the sharpshooter on the side. Did able to push Spook back for the moment. Does get stunned up, but Anchor smashes. All of it going off. RDK is just man fighting Spook. And meanwhile, Sniper gets a kill. Actually gets the ulti onto Harry the Hams. Unique will get the kill. I don't really like how that went.
No, they decided to go in for the Ravage. Spooked decides, he sees RDK, right? He's like, we need to pop this Ravage right now. But there's a couple of situations that make this fight difficult for them to take. They've already lost the tier 2 top, so they don't have access to this outpost anymore. They need heroes to stream in effectively immediately and on the other side of where RDK is, because RDK has access to both Manta as well as Hurricane Pike. His repositioning game is very, very solid right now. So they can only TP onto the tier 2 on the top or the mid lanes, very far away from where the fight actually is. The only heroes nearby are the 2 supports, and between them, they can supply some solid pieces of magic damage, but if they don't get the kill in the duration of the Ravage, it's pretty much impossible to get thereafter. We did see Unique showing up with 626, but Unique doesn't have Blink Dagger just yet, so he couldn't close the gap. We don't have a Blink Dagger on 626 either, so he couldn't get close enough with an assassination attempt. And yet again, we see them hard committing. Sunken Cost Fallacy, they're like, he's so close to dying. Just commit a little bit harder, we can bring him down, and they just fail to do it at the very end.
We do have a look at the net worth and experience graphs. It is heavily favored for the likes of White Rabbit at the moment. The actually was the win probability not so much, but that golden XP is a big difference, and I think it's the most, has been the most that we've seen this game for sure. And we'll see if they're able to keep this going. Although they are checking for Roche, as it will be up in 5 seconds. Oh, please don't leave before it leaves. Stay. Okay, they are gonna stay.
No,
Stay. Okay. Okay. Wait, did you see it? I don't know if you saw it. On the hand, this thing we've gone on here does have the Eco Scepter keep him alive tiny bit longer.
Needs to buy back.
Yeah.
Needs to buy back. They have this Roshan.
They see it's up now, but they do see, Unique pings out the tree. I don't know if that tree gives vision though. It doesn't give vision of Roche.
It doesn't.
But they do see the Ursa running in there, so maybe they can deduce from that. The Tiny is here, very close on the sidelines. Jobber's right next to him. Tosses the tree in. The will get vision of that melee pass here with the Blink Dagger. It's going to roll straight into the pit. You do have the Winter Wyvern though. He's getting stunned up, getting killed very quickly. Unique though, he's just been stunned in the pit this entire time. Has the BKB and the ulti, but he's going to have to pop it straight away. He doesn't! Precious kills him off. The Ravage goes out. He's going to have to buy back and come into this fight. Precious is going down as well. To get onto RDK now, 3 heroes, 6-6 has to do the damage. He's the only call they really have left here. Unique is slowly getting to this fight, but he doesn't have the Blink Dagger. Gonna keep running. RDK is gonna keep going. Mantas it off. Doesn't die. The Maelstrom gets the kill. Roche. Oh, that could have gone so badly.
That was... If Unique had gotten off on Rage or BKB, this fight would be even worse right now than it already was. Unfortunately, he doesn't. He's forced to buy back. We'll get the Aegis as well as the Aghanim Shard here. So, we'll get the goodies regardless, but he came so close. At the end of the day, the real hero of this entire fray gonna end up being, obviously, 6-6 with the damage from the sniper, but Jobber was certainly on point using the ice pots and the macro pies in that particular fight. Also, he picked up the Aghanim Shard. So, have this Liquid Frost, which somehow actually ended up working out very well in their favor in that fight. It's very rare that you see this particular shot actually have an impact. But in that fight, especially on RDK, we saw the movement speed and the attack speed being heavily disadvantaged by this particular spell. So, weird fights.
Actually, Milipa rolling up the Rolling Thunder at top lane does get the stun onto Spooked at the start. He does have that sharpshooter coming through. He is going to dodge the hit this time around, so Spooked is going to live through this one. 6-6 is in the area. They do actually get the Winter's Curse onto Unique. Does still have this Aegis, but it's being just friendly fired at the moment. Reaper going to go down from the Snapfire, Scatterblast of guy next door, and White Rabbit are just going to dip.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here. Leave immediately.
Gotta leave fast. Gotta leave. Gonna get out of here before I get one shot. Is that copyright? Are we DMCA'd right now?
I'm nowadays when I'm online, I just assume I'm DMCA'd, so makes life easier.
Sorry, Reese. Anyway, see you next season. ODK is going to be going onto Jabba here in the mid lane. This should be a very easy kill. Actually, the Creeps body block this time. So the Creeps being the president. Harry the Hands has shown up. They guess wrong from which way Jabba went. They guess less. He went right. Or the Harry gets lucky? No.
Wrong direction.
On that note, though, in this tiny break of action, Slevin, you have won the giveaway for the EveTech Spaceman Mouse Pad. So if you want to just go and type in chat and claim your prize, then that's all you need to do. So just go and type in chat and the admins will get in contact with you. So congrats, Slevin. I know you, man. Come on.
Lucky
send me
number
prize.
7. Pull through.
7, lucky number 7, yeah. Anyway.
One of the best movies ever made. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's incredible.
Don't you dare.
One thing I'm also loving about, speaking of incredible things, Spooked is going for a fantastic build up here, getting this Heaven's Halberd, trying to complicate life as much as humanly possible for RDK. Make sure that this Drow Ranger, especially because Tidehunter's often found himself being the one that's in front of the Drow's face first, especially after the Ravage. We'll see if he's going to be able to get another good Ravage here, because they smoke up again here, YNROC, and they're looking for a fight. But this time they don't want to have the smoke broken and be scanned out, and the scan will not connect onto them.
Yeah. You see, they know the illusions have just been popped. Oh, actually, there, the smoke broke. I think RDK did get a glimpse of Spook. He did. Spook got a glimpse of him. He yells up. The Bushwhack isn't going to connect. And now a bit of a stalemate going on. Milipa is getting ready to pop that Rolling Thunder. Doesn't commit it just yet. Only a minute 50 left on this Aegis, though. Yeah. Ooh.
That's painful. Drow's gonna need literally every second of this BKB timing. So now that it's down, without having gotten anything substantial out of it, they didn't even get them to use anything really. All they really won was that they're not gonna utilize this Aegis for that upcoming fight.
Yep.
But if we put this game into context, right, it's not like Black Rabbit Gaming are in a situation where they have this Aegis, they're frustrated at not being able to use it, and they're falling further and further behind.
Oh, bot though. They did have vision of Unique. They popped a ward and they got the vision of him.
No, go home.
Oh no. Okay, this is very close here. There are 5 White Rabbit heroes in the vicinity, but Jabba in middle is getting the attention of 2 of them. Surely going to be going down here. The Yule saves in for brief time. And the split shot, actually, they're going to get the Ravage onto 2 of them. Spook jumps in, the kiss is to follow. Precious is in the area, is going to go straight onto the Snapfire, so no more of those cookies coming through. You have the Milipa ulti. This is a bunch of fights going all on the side. We'll save RDK and Spook for the moment. He's going to wheel his way out of there. So Milipa is going to have the stuns onto Unique once again, running around in circles. And Milipa is just, okay, what is with these fights starting and nothing happening? Although 6-6, this is happening. Precious gets onto him, he gets quite low, but uses that Hurricane Pike and is able to get out. Now Unique's jumping back in, is onto Harry the Hands. Milipa jumps onto 6-6. Harry dies. But now we're going to see 6-6. They take aim again! The Diffusal is going to... Was it the Diffusal? I don't even know. Something kept it out. The Winter's Curse is going to be able to take out guy next door, but Unique has popped the BKB. Has only 12 seconds left of this Aegis. So he's got to be aware of that, yeah? RDK has jumped very far forward, though.
What?
Spook is going to be on the top of him. Oh my... What is happening? Unique is running onto Precious, but on the other side, RDK somehow gets out. The Aegis has just been reclaimed, so Unique jumping onto them now. Joba has the Macropire committed onto Precious, isn't going to have the right-click speed to do anything there. What is this?
Wow.
Fight in one spot, please, guys.
There were like 6 or 7 fights that ended up happening there. I was actually about to critique BRG really badly because they started one fight here middle, right? So they were taking a fight against Drow Ranger. They commit Ravage with Morty's kisses flying over. At the same time, Ursa is down bottom tangoing with Milipa and the Pango. The 2 of them are just trading blows, and then they eventually start fighting mano a mano on the triangle. Also at the same time, Sniper, who for some reason didn't decide to become involved in the initial fight, comes forward to fight Princess Petunia. Oh, middle. Wow, okay, that's a quick death. The guy next door is gone.
That's very quick.
But he winds up in front of the Tiny here on the Sniper in the top lane. Between himself and the Snapfire, they're playing against this one hero. You think, okay, Tiny should at least be able to find the one kill. He brings Sniper super low. Sniper Hurricane Pikes away from the fight. They somehow force RDK into thinking, man, I've almost got this kill. He rushes forward, but somehow all ends up going pear-shaped for WRG in the end.
I'm surprised that RDK was even to get out there. Did he just TP out there amongst all of them?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he just TP'd out right in front of them,
Yeah. Knew they didn't have that Sapphire Cookie and the Ravage obviously used earlier. Just, yeah, my word. I feel sorry for our poor observer. I could go back and forth freely, but you need Precious. He's jumping in, gets onto 6-6. The Hurricane Pike's going to save it for now. The Sharpshooter is going to hit onto Spooks. It is broken. Meanwhile, RDK's showed up to the fight. Unique as well. Pop the Enrage. Well, not the Enrage, the BKB rather. RDK gets a kill onto Jabba. And now the Winter's Curse went onto Unique but didn't have a target. Harry the Hands is going to see what he can do. 6-6 goes down to RDK, and surely this is going to be a very dead Unique, and he does fall Triple K for RD. Triple kill
It's a
for
dieback
RDK.
on this Ursa.
Yeah, this is not very good. Ultra
game.
kill
Game's over.
RDK.
He's intended.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
With this tiny, they should just be able to go tier 4s. ODK knows it. Precious joins him. No real answer here. Tide only up in 27, but he alone can't really stop. Ooh, okay. Are they going back? ODK is going back for the tier 4. Yeah, okay. They are going to hit this. So it looks like we are going to be heading into a game 3 here with White Rabbit Gaming versus Black Rabbit, unless Snapfire can pull off something very extravagant, but I don't think this Mortimer's Kiss is going to kill all 5 of them. GG is called by Unique as the Ancient gets destroyed, so we are going to a game 3.
There we go. Now we like to see it. WRG, you could tell that they showed a lot more respect in this game. We didn't see any more frivolous like smokes in and they're like, yeah, whatever, let's just try to do something. Every movement that they made, there was purpose behind it.
Yeah.
They knew exactly what they were doing. The build up as well. RDK played a really good draw game in this particular situation.
He did,
He was able, especially with the jukes. There were a lot of times when he honestly should have died when there were movements onto him, but was able to position himself well enough to survive these fights. Good usages of the marksmanship, and also Black Rabbit Gaming, it feels like they the ones that lost a step in this one. In particular, between Spooked and Guy Next Door, not enough respect was being shown in that bottom lane, especially against the Drow Ranger. A lot of the advantage that she gained, you know, in circumstances where you could ask yourself, should that really have happened? You know, shouldn't have been that easy for her to get ahead, but she makes it happen for herself. They can't really utilize the 6-6 sniper. Had not nearly as much impact as he had in the previous game. There were some cool kills from him, but for the most part, the sniper wasn't able to perform.
Yeah.
And without the sniper able to perform highly, the game just couldn't really be a success for them at the end of the day.
Those last few fights, he always seemed to be caught out in the wrong spot. He had to use his defensive capabilities so early on, and then it's from there it's sort of like it's just like a ticking time bomb of when you're going to fall at the end of the day. But that does mean that we finally get a game 3. The last time we had a game 3 was actually with White Rabbit as well, when they went up against V-Drop, and they also lost the first game there. So we'll see if they can pull off the reverse sweep once again to take themselves through to the round number 4 of the lower bracket and secure top 6 spots. So if you are with us, don't go anywhere. Game 3 is going to be kicking off in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, what we wanted all evening on, what we've wanted for 2 weeks now, has finally arrived. Game number 3 here in EGL 1 with an elimination match. The loser of this goes home, plain and simple. White Rabbit Gaming versus Black Rabbit Gaming, Game 3 now. Neither of these teams want to go home. We saw the dominant fashion from Black Rabbit in game number 1, and now White Rabbit pulling it out here in game 2. Sort of working off the mistakes that Black Rabbit had that time around. But now, even Stevens, game number 3, what you gonna do? Take us home.
Ooh, so you're now in game 3. You've run experiments on both sides, right?
Yep.
Right now with gaming a bit experimental in game 1, the same for
remaining.
BRG in game 2.
Mhm.
You've had comfort picks, right? Draw Ranger for
5
RDK comes
seconds
to mind in
remaining.
game 2. Obviously, the 626 Tinker and the unique anti-mage in game 1. But now it has to come down, like you have to put it all on the line, right? Now it's like, okay, we really do believe that we figured you out. We're going to put our best foot forward. We're not going to allow you either to have really good picks either. We're going to take away the Repo Disruptor. Make sure that early on as well, it seemed to be a recipe for success for BRG. Secure the 626 hero early. This time they've done it. They've got his Void Spirit. It is into a Pangolier, but Void Spirit, one of the better spirits into Pango, so won't be unhappy about this one, despite how good of a game Millipar ended up having on this Pango hero.
Both very similar, sort of the mini meta that's come out in this series. They took out the Tiny of RDK, of Precious Petunia. So we'll see what can. Okay, yeah, a lot of targets here. Although Millipar played the Mars last time around.
Radiant team back. Their team back.
This is going very quick. Okay, they really know what they want to pick this time around.
Yep. When you want to get to these game 3s, like ideally you shouldn't necessarily be surprised by anything, right? You should have a very good idea of what to expect from the opponent at this point in time. So I do not expect to see anybody right now taking too much
10
time on the
seconds
reserve time,
remaining.
at least until we get a lot deeper into the draft. Maybe like the 7, 8,
5
9, 10
seconds
picks.
remaining.
For now, the ideas are pretty set in stone. BRG, I think they should definitely be focusing on being able to
Dire
fight as
team
often as
pick.
humanly possible.
Yeah.
That's where they were let down in the previous game. They didn't have nearly the same capacity to show up to every single engagement. That's what helped them win game 1. And WRG were better able to do that in game 2. Black Rabbit Gaming needs to fight back on that. And WRG, they probably recognize that, look, provided we get ourselves some really good lanes, we
10
looked so
seconds
good
remaining.
in game 2 because of that. So let's try and make
Yeah.
ourselves have a similar thing. We had a
5
really
seconds
poor lane
remaining.
for Millipar. That sucked a lot. Was terrible, but we recovered very well because of how well everything was elsewhere on the map.
Do you think the White Rabbit are still going to be prepared here for what Black
Radiant
Rabbit pick out, or they're
team
just going to take... Okay, I was going to say, are they going to take the Ursa or the Grim now? And sort of just say, okay, Millipar, no matter what, you're going to have a bad game again. And plain and simple, we said it in game 2 during the draft. Grim, one of those heroes, is just flat out counters Pango. Well, I'm dead sort of situations.
Yep, just
10
going for
seconds
yourself, get the
remaining.
Grimstroke.
Very nice
There
combo
are-
of Void too.
There's a
5
nice combo with the
seconds
Void Spirit,
remaining.
but there are some problems here. For example, I don't always like having Disruptor Grimstroke together. It feels like it requires a lot of communication for the heroes to be used effectively in
Right.
tandem. The Soulbind combo is great with Kinetic Field and Static Storm, but you don't feel that great when the spells are going somewhere else in the fight, right? It's into a different place. They kind of feel like these two heroes like fill similar roles. So whenever you have two heroes that fill similar roles, the communication between the players has to be excellent. You don't have a situation, for example, where one of them can drop the Winter Wyvern ultimate, another one having, I don't know, Blink Hex, Blink Stun into something else. They have very similar routes of how to play the game out. This does put a lot more pressure back onto the Void Spirit as well, because it does mean that his initial rotations have to be clutch in order to work out with these two supports that can easily fall behind and feel like they're not giving the team that much when the other cores in the game aren't getting ahead in their lanes matchups or in their farm.
But does that mean you think Guy Next Door and Jabba don't have the communication? Snare?
Hey,
With that?
hey, they gotta prove me wrong. They gotta show me, right, that they got it. I've seen I've seen some of the best teams in the world fail on this communication.
That's true.
So yeah, it's difficult. Dota's a hard game.
You're having flashbacks to TI again?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, we'll see what White Rabbit picking up. They use a bulk of their time here on this second phase pick, but they do have the one right after the other. Okay. So Void, bye-bye lane space.
Eish. That is the intent here. They want to make sure that they have the Shadow Fiend
Yeah.
into this Void Spirit, make him have just not enjoy the lady
10
phase.
seconds
Have him
remaining.
have a rough time overall. Generally speaking, Void Spirit doesn't really enjoy
5
playing these lanes
seconds
with
remaining.
a ton of harass of any kind, right? Whether it be a ton of physical harass, a ton of magical harass. Shadow Fiend regrettably has both. So, not a good hero to be playing into. And as well, this also sets them up quite well because with Winter Wyvern, if they get a pretty good curse, Shadow
Yeah.
Fiend immediately there with the Requiem setup. Thereafter, Pangolier might not have the same freedom to roll around in this game, given that there is a Grimstroke on the other side. But if he can get some of these heroes stunned up, even for a moment, the razors that can come in from the Shadow Fiend, it's bursts of damage in a very short space of time, helps them a lot in these team fights. And we still don't know what RDK is playing, so this could be setting up for either further just overall brawling potential, or what WRG could do is pick 4 heroes that can fight all the time and allow RDK to play one big farmer for later. Well, that's the answer. They're
Yep,
fighting.
there we go. Yep.
We're fighting. Let's go.
Come at us, Black Rabbit. See what you can do this time around. But Black Rabbit have two more core picks to answer. Let's not forget that here.
Yeah.
Whereas White Rabbit's picked all of their cores now, so they only have that one support left to sort of
10 seconds remaining.
deal with it. And they don't have last pick. The Black Rabbit has the last pick here.
5
So
seconds
White Rabbit
remaining.
have to see what they want for this after this last pick here from Black Rabbit. Pick a support that's going to do best with their draft and sort of just deal with the last core that's going to be coming out from Black Rabbit.
Yeah, definitely. From Black Rabbit, though, they have to start considering some interesting questions, whether or not this is a CK for RDK or for Millipap, because this could really go in either direction. This Pango could easily shift into a support, become the 4 position for Harry the Hams. CK goes offlane, RDK can pick something else. So it's not a straightforward thing where you can just now say, oh, Bob's Oracle, we know what to do. Let's just make sure we get the favorable matchup. I still think they should hold on to the hero for Unique until the last pick. Get something right now for Spooked in this offlane. Think about heroes that can assist them versus these illusion style carries, even in the event that RDK is playing this hero.
Who would you be your best pick here? The Mars is already banned out, so not able to hold all of those illusions in place. Hide, you don't really want to do again against this one, but that works.
Darkseer. I would have said I would have preferred Brewmaster over Darkseer, honestly.
Okay.
But
I
Darkseer's
see a lot of
Darkseer's
setup here,
team
is what I'm seeing. Is that they have a lot of ways to combo with this, and it can start either which way. They can have the Grim ult into the Disruptor into the Darkseer into either. It's a nice bit of combo, and then Void, after all of them, just plows in and does his damage as usual.
But I'm a bit concerned though
10
because
seconds
their lineup
remaining.
right now is heavily based off of execution, and if
5
any of their spells
seconds
don't land
remaining.
properly, they just lack damage so badly.
That's true.
They need. So I'm just thinking of a normal route in a fight, right? They'll need Vacuum to hit, Void Spirit to hit Resonant Pulse onto multiple
Radiant
heroes,
team back.
the Ink Swell out on the Void Spirit, Ion Shell out on the Void Spirit as well as he's jumping in, Static Storm or covering over some heroes with Thunder Strike at least hitting onto 2, while Storm of Fate connects onto multiple. Whereas for heroes to die on their side, White Rabbit Gaming, Rolling Thunder, Requiem, someone's dead. It's like
Very much.
it's kind of difficult to imagine BRG having the better sustain in these fights. So whatever they pick right now for Unique has to be a hero that does damage but does it early. Sven would have really fit that build nicely. Gets banned out. There's no Medusa either. No Gyro, no Oracle. So Black Rabbit Gaming are covering their bases in the event that they still need a
10
support from
seconds
WRG.
remaining.
And WRG have a lot of latitude, although not that much reserve time to pick
5
up
seconds
whatever their
remaining.
hero is going to be, either for Millipap, Harry the Hams, or for RDK. There's a lot of flexibility with their draft right now.
True, yeah. I'm just checking through Spook's game at the moment. The last time he played Darkseer was 2 months ago. Did win that match. I see a Drow coming out now. Okay.
Ooh, this is interesting because I was
Yeah.
actually about to say, right, Spectre would be a great pick now.
Mm.
However, I don't want to be playing Spectre into Chaos Knight. Let's
Okay.
go for it.
Your hero.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's
go.
go.
Let's go.
They wanted
Do
a
it.
game 3. They're giving it to us.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do, Snare.
But it's Spectre into CK, man.
You know what he'll be, Spec? He'll be... Will he be fine? I don't know.
It is offlane CK, to be fair, right?
Yeah.
It is offlane CK, so that's going to mean a lot slower build up on the hero itself. And generally speaking, Unique should be able to make sure that he eventually starts to outfarm Millipap.
Yeah.
In a game like this, you are great versus RDK's Draw Ranger, but there's no way that WRG didn't know that you're going to be picking the Spectre in this situation. You still have to play the Spectre into Shadow Fiend.
Shadow Fiend, having the presence of the Dark Lord, that minus armor against Spectre, while there's a Drow and a CK in the game, even if you can get onto Drow quickly, there's a lot of damage to come back onto you. And also, the aforementioned lack of burst damage that they have on their lineup for BRG, excuse me, also means that Reaper with the Cold Embrace will be able to have a huge influence in these fights if he can get to the Drow Ranger and prevent Spectre from solo killing her in that situation.
Yep. Definitely going to be an interesting one here for sure. I'm seeing a lot of comfort picks of this line of White Rabbit, Harry the Hams on his Pangolier, Precious Petunia back on the mid SF, and RDK, of course, on his Drow Ranger, which I just checked has an 87% win rate. Only 7 matches recorded, but still, is it 7 or 8? I forget. 7 matches, 85%. So I think that's a 5-2. I'm not good at math. But I don't need to be good at math. I play Dota. Is that right? I don't know if that's right.
Prepare for battle.
But this is game number 3. If you're just joining us, of Black Rabbit versus White Rabbit Gaming. The veterans versus the meme team. We'll see which one is going to be able to advance here in EGL 1 Season 2. This is Elimination Dota. Tensions will be high. Blood will be spilt. And first bloods might come soon.
Yep. WRG smoking up. They want to get either first blood or very good vision early on. They've already gotten down a ward in a position that's going to be difficult to de-ward. If they get a first blood, this might lead them into a very positive start to the game. And who do they come across? Looks like it'll be Jabba.
Yeah, Jabba is going to break the smoke here. They do see him. And the stun is going to be there. RDK with damage. The Requiems giving Precious those first, that valuable gold at the start of the match.
And that's a Shadow Fiend that gets the first blood, getting closer towards having the bottle. Oh my gosh, that is... If you were going to ask about nightmare starts for a Void Spirit, this is ranking pretty much high above them. The only way it gets worse is if somehow Petunia got the double kill and started the game with bottle.
Yeah.
But this is not a great situation to be leading things off with.
Is going to be another high one on the yikes scale. I'm sure that it's it'll be fine.
Really high up on the yikes scale. So now we are on the way. We'll see what's going to end up transpiring here. The last game, last roll of the dice. Whoever loses is gone here, YNROC. Only one rabbit gets to survive.
No one wants to go home here. The both of them have gone further, and I think where they expected to be last season. Of course, they fell out in low bracket round 2 in both very upset matches. So both proven that they're not that much of noobs, as clearly history has shown. But they just had an upset. Upsets are never nice.
Yep.
So White Rabbit definitely over the course of the time between the 2 seasons have shown that they've improved themselves quite a bit. And Black Rabbit's just wanting to place high. They want to go further into this tournament. So we'll see. We will see.
As far as they can. One thing that they've done really well, White Rabbit Gaming, and we spoke up a little bit about this in the draft, they have moved Harry the Hams into the 4th position. One of the reasons to do this as well, his Courier's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
One of the reasons they do this is also to prevent Grimstroke from having that like massive influence on the offlaner. So this allows them to get the best of both worlds. You still get the Pango in the game, you still have his disruptive element, but now Grimstroke doesn't want to just commit the ultimate purely onto him.
Yep.
Although, one thing I'm worried about for Black Rabbit Gaming is like WRG seem to have really good lanes in all 3 parts of the map. Top lane definitely favors the CK with the Pangolier versus the Spec. This mid lane is obviously going to favor the Shadow Fiend. And bottom lane as well is not very easy for this Darkseer to play into the Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger, one of the few heroes in the game that not really that concerned about dealing with the creeps that have the Iron Shell on them.
It's going to be quite a close matchup. WRG leading the way on the CS chart, especially in the mid lane, more than doubling up his opponent at the moment. And ODK down bot lane, getting some nice denies in the face of Spooked. That's getting denied by a Drow. That's not nice.
But 2 denies on that wave. Will be forced to run away from Iron Shell, but
yeah. Slow doesn't hit, so I don't think they can really do anything. Although they might be able to turn this to get the vision onto guy next door, and that's another kill going the way of White Rabbit. Top lane, unique. Oh, he gets very close. The kinetic field was there to sort of hold the attack. But he's going to have to pop a salve quite early on here and sort of live through this lane now.
This is a very rough start to the game. There's still a salve on Millibar. Gets to stay in the lane, putting out all this harass. Now has level 3, so Chaos Strike is on. Permanent harass effectively in this lane with both the Chaos Bolt and the Reality Rift. Unique has to watch himself. And once Harry the Hams gets to level 3 as well, having access to the Swashbuckle, suddenly that's a way that they can also add in damage from downtown. And we'll be looking towards one of these heroes and fearing for their lives in this top lane here, YNROC.
Here are the Hams. Going on to Jabba. Just another argy-bargy, as we've seen through the entire series thus far. Unique he's not doing very well on the last hit side of things. Bottom of all the calls at the moment, 5-1 compared to his lanes 12-7. His bottom actually, Reaper's getting very close to killing guy next door here. You do have the Arctic Burn, not going to be enough. He lives about 2 hits to spare. He'll be walking away.
We'll be fine. Everything's okay. Unfortunately, though, one place where it's not fine is middle. Precious Petunia is dominating this lane. 19-5 versus the 10-1 of this Void Spirit. And it doesn't get easier. That's always the very scary thing. With Shadow Fiend lanes, if you're falling behind in the first 3 levels and you're not ahead by level 5... Oof.
Oh, okay, they do get the kill onto Harry the Ham, so surely Minipa is going to be able to get the kill onto Unique. The crit is enough, but he does have the Reality Rift to bring him back and get that last hit that he needed. Can Jabba get this kill?
No, he cannot. He cannot.
No. Doesn't have any mana left for the Thunderstrike, although he did just pop a Clarity, so does actually have enough now. Yeah, this is the dream start you want from White Rabbit in this game 3.
Yep. Pretty much everything is going perfectly for them. They're keeping all the enemy cores from farming as well. Unique only has 6 CS to his name. Void Spirit's being doubled up on the CS. RDK might die bottom though.
Yeah, RDK down in the bot lane, going on here from Spook. That Iron Shell level 2 is going to be enough. I believe they got the slow on him that time round. And he's going to be dying. The 218 gold, not too much, not compared to the first blood and the second blood for RDK. But RD King, he'll be okay.
Yeah, good. They've still got the positioning advantage. RDK gets caught out. They didn't have boots in that situation and found himself not really able to outrun Spooked. All of these Iron Shell creeps now pushing under the tower. Does have multi-shot to clear them out, but a lot easier to just use Splinter Shot. Splinter Blast rather get them low. Multi-shot gets them to mortal territory. Very easy to clear out these Iron Shell waves. Now DK still has this farm advantage despite having lost his life down bottom. Tragic situation, but still pretty far ahead on where this Darkseer is in terms of his own net worth.
Yeah. Let's see if we have a quick look at the Golden Experience graph. About 18% ahead, which is only about a 1k lead, so not too much in it at the moment. Top lane, they are going on to Millipar. Jabba did come in with that Thunderstrike. So he's going to be dropping him low, but you know what he is. I like the change that they made to Chaos, the Chaos Strike. Having it be changed to a time thing instead of a crit chance. So because playing the offlane CK, you're able to much more reliably stay at full health in the lane. Spot lane. Guy next door isn't staying very full health, or they're spooked though as well. They're sort of splitting their targets here, trying to see what they can get. Top lane, Jabba dies to Millipar, but guy next door isn't going to be able to juke this one up. May get a speed boost from Spook, but it's just going to run around the trees and they get the vision of them anyway.
I was watching the top lane kill while you were concentrating on bottom, and they just easily surrounded Jabba. They killed him. It did take some of the mana away from a mango charge, but Millipar has several mangoes in the inventory. And they actually might want to get a kill onto Unique. This is very scary. I think he's dead. Yeah, he's gone. Bye.
Yep. As that, the Phantasm pops with Chaos Strike is going to be there. A lot of damage coming through. The bolt did hit. He's actually fine.
What?
How?
What? 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 Okay.
Well, Snare, your predictions are officially null.
I think that was
not Void. He's not.
If I literally said nothing, he'd be dead right now. But
probably.
Because
so, Snare, who's going to win the tournament,
huh? Who's going to win the tournament? PSG LGD, man. Guaranteed.
Oh, okay. Well, they're going to lose again, thanks. Lol. Anyway. Second, third, second. It's a hell of a thing. Top lane, Millipar is doing well. He's got the salves and support from Harry the Hands. so is going to have to spend too much on the regen. Has one bracer already, sort of all he really needs at this point. And yeah, White Rabbit firmly in control of this game, number 3.
Absolutely. At this point in time, they're controlling all 3 of the lanes. They have the network advantage from everywhere. Mid lane, the Junior, they're trying to go on him.
Yeah, they do have the glimpse back into the connect field if they want to use it, but only level 1, so it doesn't have that monstrous cast range as you would expect. 66 and Precious is going to be fighting for the haste rune, and he denies it immediately. He's getting quite low here. He's got to be very careful. Harry the Ham pops in, has the swashbuckler. Precious gets a lost hit. Not worth the haste, and they let him know for sure.
That hurts. That hurts. That hurts. But I'll be honest, even I want to tip him because that one is just...
Yeah, guy next door tipped him too.
Yeah, man, it's just like... I understand. What a horrible situation.
You have the wall coming onto RDK, already has one of his own draw ranges here. The stun is going to not be able to TP out.
This
Good
time
kill
there.
Oh, there we go. Here we are.
There you go.
That's perfect timing. That's what that is.
That's lovely. Middle though, Princess Petunia might get solo killed by 66. Almost died there.
It's very close indeed. Precious does have those raindrops. 66 does have as well. Both of them keeping them alive at the moment. So better even Stevens.
See that the build up here for the Shadow Fiend is going to be more of this magic orientated build. We don't see this as often these days. We often see just like BKB rushes on the hero into right click damage.
Yeah.
So we're going to be seeing how he's going to be interacting with his team, leaving all the responsibility of right clicking towards RDK, who did a great job in the previous game of handling that responsibility. And of course, over the years, we've seen him do so in great stead. Have no doubt he'll be able to do so here. Just needs time to be able to get us far in the middle. Might have found Harry the... Oh, 6.
Oh, okay, the Requiem of Souls is going to get him. The Fear is pushing him back to the tower. And the Razors... Yeah, okay. I think we're seeing a theme this game. There's bot lane. There's another theme. It seems to be the Repo. Pulse 5 dying. As they were able to... they didn't come at the wall at the time, but the vacuum was there to sort of reposition and get them into their advantage for Black Rabbit.
Certainly worth it though, provided that they got the kill onto this young Void Spirit. Anything that happens on the map, despite like, as long as it's not a drow that's dying, everything else is worth it. And they can pressure this tower. The Junior got an illusion rune activation with this at the same time as the Sea Dragon Wave is heading out, so should be able to put this tower pretty much dead. Nobody's coming middle to defend this, so this tower is gonna go down. But top lane, they want to go for Millipa instead.
Yeah, now getting onto this Chaos Knight, so 66 is here. The Reaper showing up to the party. The Reality Rift, is he going to bring him back? Does still have counters. The Chaos Bolt is on a cooldown. And the Splinter Blast isn't going to be hit onto him this time.
Oh boy.
Ooh, have a look at Jobber here. Running into Precious in his own triangle. Oh, Precious has found the stacks. Oh no. It was only a single stack, but still. Top lane. 66 is surely going to go down here. RDK made a trip over from the triangle and it's just going to come and get the kill.
They end up getting the hard punish on the 66. He goes top after dying.
Yep. Oh, no, bottom. They haunt onto Precious here. This is going to be all 4 heroes. Or 3 of them, rather. Actually, it was 4. Jobber dies. Precious did get the XP from that, actually. So, a little bit of a streak gold going onto him. Precious, is he okay with that?
No, he's 100%. Well, Precious is 100% okay with that. He draws 4 heroes around him. He gets a kill onto Jobber first, so he still gets the experience like you mentioned. Yes, he ends up losing his life, but they open up space to take the tier 1 tower top. They'd just gotten 2 back-to-back kills onto 626, and he was the one that solo took the tier 1 tower middle. So he does not care about the fact that he ends up dying there. Still very far ahead of anybody on the map, so that kind of maneuver is quite useful. And look how close he is to the Blink Dagger. And moves like that help him out because he might have a pre-15-minute Blink and Yule Scepter here.
Yeah, bot lane. Now I'm just going to find the silence onto Harry the Hams, and he's not going to be as tanky as Millipa last game. It's just going to pop quite quickly.
I'll take that.
Oh, top lane though, unique. He does get gone on. Chaos Bolt onto with the Reality Rift, so that's going to be quite a bit of damage, but he'll live.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Remember my sigh of despair when I was like Spectre into CK? Stuff like this. This just sucks. Like, I play a lot of Spectre, man, and I've been here, buddy. I understand that.
What do you think his build? He's gone for the Falcon Blade to start, obviously. So you think he's going to go straight into the Ags? Or the Echo Saber build, Radiance build, what's he going to go?
I don't think you have enough time to do anything but rush.
Oh no,
66.
tips incoming.
Oh god, they're out of them, they're out of tips. The tips are finished, tips are finished.
Precious does have this blink up, but it's not going to really help you against this Iron Shell and all of the damage coming out from Spook. The wall, actually the vacuum doesn't get him into the wall, so there's no SF illusion. Last one that just died. But yeah, they're okay with this. That was a bit of a misplay there. I don't know if he heals himself, he did. Ooh, not really what they want here.
Not at all.
Oh, no, Unique.
Yeah.
Oh, Unique. Yeah, you gotta run from this CK. That's a nasty, nasty pony.
Unique didn't, he at least managed to evade the direct line of sight from Millibar, so he didn't get immediately caught in Reality Rift.
Yep.
But Precious Petunia is just getting a bit too big. He does get clips back though.
Oh. Oh, no. Oh no. Actually, oh no. Oh no. 606 gets immediately Winter Curse. Doesn't have a teammate around, so it doesn't last very long. Is going to get out. I think that was the moment of... they were casting it already, and then he jumped forward, and he was sort of in the middle, no lands man trapped. Oh, Unique though. He gets caught by the reality of the chair stun is there. Precious jumps in with the razors.
All
Yikes,
my
Gale.
Spectre players in chat know this feeling. We're all good here.
Yeah.
Get dragged back by the CK, you just get walloped, nothing you can do, and you're so far away from having actual items. I was gonna say that like you might not have time to go for anything but rushing Ags, but you also might not have the latitude to be survivable as you go for that. Once you stop over onto the blade mail, realizes that going like a farming item probably not gonna help him. Hopefully they get RDK here though.
Yeah, they did scan him out, they know he's here, but Millipar is TP'd in, wants to help in support. Gus not going to hit onto 66 this time. We do have the ulti coming out, all the damage, the horns coming through as well. They do get the kill onto RDK. Meanwhile, Precious on the back line does get silenced up, no Requiem, but the right click is going to be enough to kill Jabba. Luke does get the stun onto him. Unique is still here, and they actually blow him up from 66. Repo, no. Winter's Curse at the moment does have one of the Splinter Blast. Is going to hit onto 66. Unique is going to give the vision here. Spooked running in the trees is going to be in support. You do have the Remnant and the kill coming out. This is a good bit of play here from Black Rabbit.
Yeah, Black Rabbit finally get something going for themselves. It does require them to commit every person, every ultimate, all their spells. However, it enables them to bring down the Shadow Fiend, take out the Winter Wyvern, and potentially take out the Tier 1 tower as well. What was crazy was that Millipar almost got the dodge on the Phantasm from the Glimpse, which you can do, but just slightly mistimed it and got sent back. Had he still been present in the fight itself and was able to get off the Reality Rift afterwards, that might have been a situation where they end up winning the fight, but we saw that pretty much Precious Petunia was fighting by himself, isolated in that situation. Didn't have any help behind him because they did manage to kill RDK at the very beginning of that fray. So Black Rabbit Gaming get everything they want. They sadly failed to take the tower itself, which would have been a really big victory, but it's a start being able to kill both Drow and Shadow Fiend in the same fight.
Oh, Unique. Yeah, okay, sorry, not Unique. 66. Just gonna have a little argy-bargy with the Millipar illusions, but he'll be okay. Unique though, I see he's queued up a blade mail now and is actually going through with it, so wants you to be... He just wants to live longer in these fights, really.
Yep. That's the only options, right? Considering how often they've been coming towards him, if he's like, right, I'm not going to get to Aghanim Scepter without dying at least twice more, he has to decide between getting Yasha, Echo Saber, or picking up this Blade Mail. Both of the prior two items would certainly help him with farm, but would it help him stay alive in these fights? Probably not. And if they ever find him, then suddenly he just ends up going down anyway. You can still use this Blade Mail to farm. There was a point in time where this was like the premier Spectre item. So it's not like it's a bad choice by any stretch of the imagination. After this though, I do think he has to start making progress towards Aghanim Scepter. I do not want to see him just stuck in these mid-game items the entire game.
We're going to see what can be done here from the side of White Rabbit. Precious opting to go for the TP boots next. So not another item that's really going to boost up his damage, but more his fighting potential. Do have the smoke though from Black Rabbit, so he's going to wrap around here onto some of the cores. Repo hasn't broken the smoke just yet, and it's just out of range actually. Oh, this is so close. Okay, 606 smoke broken. They know Repo. I think Repo did spot him. Oh, though Precious, he gets caught in the Staff Sword. He uses himself up for the meantime. Stunned by the Aether Remnant. Is going to have Harry the Hands here in support, stunning them for the meanwhile. You do not have the Horn from the Spectre. There's a lot of damage. Scout 606 gets the Arcane Curse. Going to be hitting onto him from the likes of his darts here. Militao doing a lot of damage as all of these illusions. The reality rifts, the Chaos Strikes is going to be enough. The Chaos Bolt is going to stun him up. Gets a 2-second roll. And that is a lot dead for the side of Black Rabbit. Spectre just didn't have Horn, and he was too low to come in anyway.
Yeah, he had Horn up, but didn't have the mana for it, and like you
Yeah.
mentioned, didn't have the HP to utilize it. Also, to be honest, at this stage of the game, Spectre, if he shows up, you're just going to end up dying. He was going to have a very poor time. Like, we saw the impact Milipa had on that fight. And think about how that fight started. That was literally the best case scenario for Black Rabbit Gaming. The fight starts with you finding Shadow Fiend in Static Storm without any allies nearby him, and it still ends up going as south as it did.
They knew Spook was there, the Gust missed, but Milifar does not. He does the haste onto him. They are going to actually gush him back. Vacuum him back. 6-6 jumps onto them. Milifar getting very low. Unique jumps onto it, but the heal there from Repo keeping him alive. It's a tanky pony. Are going to have a bit of lifesteal if he does decide to hit. Finally does, but Unique is going to take him down regardless. Pops the ulti, although Jabba now getting gone on by Harry the Hands. ODK is on the backline, does get the Gust onto them. The multi-shot's going to lock the Marksman proc is also doing quite a bit here. Unique is going to be able to get out. He does still have the Blade Mill active. Oh, okay. Harry sent back is going to have the Spectral Dagger coming through. 6-6 is going to dodge the Gust. Good bit of play there. Woo!
Oh my
word! RDK! A multi-shot.
Enemy now.
Yep, there we go.
Oof, all right. They were saving the tips, not that they were out. Those were the last ones, right? Those are the last ones that they had available. They knew it needed to go to something special, and RDK gives us something special. 2-hero marksmanship, like with the multi-shot proc up the hill. That was something else. Great job coming out of the Drow Ranger. And despite them getting the kill onto Harry the Hams and Milipa, what's crazy is that Milipa has carry levels of farm right now. And I was saying in the draft that perhaps the Spectre isn't too worried about playing into CK because this will just be a CK in the off lane. But this CK is effectively a carry, so she's dealing with a carry CK while also still having to worry about a carry Drow Ranger. And it's one thing when you have the farm advantage on Drow, you haunt onto her, she does nothing, you destroy her instantly. But under these circumstances when one use of multi-shot is bringing you down to less than half HP, suddenly how do you play this game out here as Unique? It's just such a slow and arduous procedure. We'll start to build into this Aghanim Scepter right now, but whether or not he can get you in time without dying a few more times is really the question.
Is going to be the objective here. Also the aim for Black Rabbit to pull himself back into this. A 9k gold and XP lead at the moment. Oh, sorry, not XP lead, but quite a bit of XP lead going the side of White Rabbit at the moment. So they got to pull it back here, the Black Rabbits, and we'll see if Unique and the crew can keep themselves alive here in EGL 1 Season 2.
Slowly but surely, they are trying to regain map control. You see Jabba, he's down bottom, has a couple of sentries available, but still in danger of dying. It's him at 6-6 though. Maybe Harry the Hams gets killed, but Harry's like, I don't have vision in this area. Why should I play here? I'm gonna just go where my team is. They're taking this tier 2 tower, opening up space for us to grab an outpost. And that's a much safer place to play, so I'll just play around middle where we still have a full health tier 1 tower somehow for WRG.
Yeah. Not a treant in this game, but it surely feels it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I want to touch on this. The Spooked Lotus Orb. How do you think this is? Is this just for the dispel from the Drow? Gust?
I suppose, yeah. It has to be for the Gust, right? It's true. Dispel on Gust, Dispel on Chaos Bolt. It's okay. It's fine. It's not I was so close, actually.
Oh, that was very close. 6-6 has that Yules now, so is able to set up on a jump like that. Precious doesn't have his BKB yet, so that surely would have been him caught. But there is TPing bottom now, so 6-6 knows he's in the area. Unique is here too. A third coming around. That is Jabba on the Disruptor. They do see where he is, but he's going to be okay. Let's 6-6 and get the jump, okay. Gets the Yules up into the Aether Remnant, the Dissimulate. He's going to be there, the Horn's coming through. This is going to be a lot of the Requiem. Not today. Jabba says no, no, no. Pops the ulti with the Static Storm. That's a good kill. They knew they could get this kill as soon as 6-6 picks up that Yule Scepter.
Yep, no BKB available at that point yet for the Shadow Fiend, so they exploit that fact, get the big kill. He's also all alone down bottom, playing very far from any vision on his team. And Black Rabbit Gaming, sure they have to end up committing the full haunt, but the haunt is also what gives them confidence to make that dive once they see that there's nobody else nearby to assist them. And this buys time. At this point in time, every single play that they make is geared towards buying time for Unique.
Yeah.
Letting the Spectre somehow come back into this game. She's already crossed the Rubicon of being halfway towards Aghanim Scepter. This item makes such a huge difference. We also have a pretty big Ags emerging from the Grimstroke. Now that we do have the Dark Portrait Illusion, that means that both Drow Ranger and Precious Petunia, Shadow Fiend, suddenly are going to be turning against their own team and dishing out a ton of damage in the process.
Let's see what they're going to be setting up for. They do scan out the WG's movement into the pit. So there's surely going to be an Aegis on the likes of RDK. Okay, that's a bit broken. Lucky Shot works on Roche.
Oh, that...
If you get lucky enough, you can solo Roche as a Pango.
Yeah, but most of these passives are kind of stupid the fact that they work on Roche. I don't think marksmanship should work on Roche, for example.
Yeah.
That didn't seem right to me, but...
But here's the thing, like, those work, but Lifesteal doesn't work.
Oh, because Feast would be... Oh my god, Feast... Oh my god.
Yeah, it
Used to work
would be
back
a
in
lot.
Dota 1
But...
days. No, it used to work back in Dota 1 days, and trust me,
Okay.
we've seen what it looks like. It's pretty dumb. It's pretty dumb.
So Ice Frog choosing against the dumbness, but will allow a Lucky Shot.
Yep.
Logic.
It's against dumbness, not luck.
Oh, Jabba though, you get caught. Yeah, he's going to be very unlucky. Very unlucky indeed.
It's taken out right now. Jabba, with his death, the 13k gold lead. They got themselves access now to quite a lot of farm and a lot of push potential. RDK with the double damage rune. What will he make it? How many shots does this tower take before it goes down here? Not many. Not many.
12.
Alright, let's see.
1, 2. Oh, he gets vacuumed up onto the high ground. He's okay for now. Millipad did pop the ulti. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, wait, that's... Never mind. I think I was on like 6 or 7. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. No, that's not on to hit out. 4. Okay, never mind. We are going to have the fight breaking out here. The Static Storm comes out quite early here. They're actually going to bring him back into it. He doesn't get popped though. He popped the Rolling Thunder. You do have the Grim ult coming on onto 2 of them. RDK is going to be popping now. That's a very good quick kill there. You still have a wall replicate. RDK is going to run into it, so they have their own Drow Ranger. Pops the BKB. 626. Not going to jump in just yet. They did pop that halt though on Unique, so no more reaching forward. Oh, okay, that was close. Jumper nearly forced that from Reaper. Reaper's surely dead now. Yep. Although, Harry the Hams does get caught. Actually, they bring back RDK. This is very bad for them. They do have the Requiem Souls, the Blade Mails there though. They get the vacuum onto 2 of them. They kill them both. Spooked, you mad, you missile, you beautiful thing. Harry blinks onto the high ground. Obi-Wan gonna TP out. Oh,
Great job.
you beauty.
Spook does the right thing, but also a little bit sloppy from the side of WRG with their movement there inside the base. They end up having to use Rolling Thunder fairly early so that Harry the Hams can dodge Static Storm. Probably ends up living if he goes into it anyway. The BKB from RDK comes out after he's taken like most of the Void Spirit spells. So by the time he pops it the first time around, he's at about half HP. Immediately then that changes the complexity of the fight because you can't just stand his ground and TP out. They probably have enough right-click damage at this point.
Oh, they get the vacuum from Harry the Hams in the tree line. Gonna pull him out. 66 is here. Millipaz bringing all of the damage onto him. So, sorry, Reaper gets sent back to base. I hate when that happens. Millipaz here. Unique though has the haunt in. Is going to be going onto him. Actually, that was, I believe, an Ag's haunt. They're not going to be using too much at the moment. Yep. Oh, those 6 for 6. You're going to be very close. He actually does die. Oh my word.
Millipaz almost killed himself with his Dark Portrait being triggered out by the Grimstroke. Ends up not happening. And Black Rabbit Gaming squander what was a very good sequence of events. They fly too close to the sun. They try to force through this push on the tier 1 tower. Their lineup doesn't do it very quickly. So now immediately they're forced yet again into a defensive posture. Need to watch out for this push. Here it comes onto the high ground. WRG want to put this game to bed now.
Yeah. WRG looking for blood here. Millipaz jumps forward, gets a kill onto Jabba for sure. Guy next door is here, does not have the soul bind ready yet. 20-second cooldown on that. Same with the likes of the Haunt.
Dire's middle barracks.
Spooked is here, but they don't have 66 to combo from it. They're just going to use the axe, so the Shadow Step, just putting a bit of damage onto RDK. It does proc that Spectral Dagger. 66 is in the area. He actually jumps forward, gets a silence into all of them. Spook's running forward, gets the vacuum onto RDK, but he is already in the heal. He's getting blown up by the Requiem of Souls. Oh, this is not looking good for Black Rabbit here. Didn't get a chance to use the wall. Oh, Jabba's going to get caught. This might be a dieback for him. Sorry, not Jabba, Guy next door. The Horn comes through from Unique, but it's not really going to do anything here. 66 gets Arcane Curse. Isn't going to last very long. Gets Chaos Ball. He actually dodges it with the Yules. He can be up into the air. Has to use the one Astral Step to get himself out. Unique also has to dodge out of the way of the likes of Harry the Hands. You do have Jabba getting the double Static Storm and Wall onto the two supports, but they don't really care. They're taking the top lane with Vax. 66, so be very careful. You only have that one Astral Step left. Yeah.
They're still not going to call GG because doing so would mean elimination from the tournament, but being 2 lanes of racks down, 2 lanes of super creeps, the only thing keeping them in this game is that this bottom side of the map has been barely touched by the side of WRG, but once they make their way onto that side of the map, once they play into those areas, they'll be looking to close this one out. Everybody's just slightly too large on the side of WRG, and what's making this really problematic as well for Black Rabbit.
Oh, okay, here we go. 66 on the top lane. Did get the silence onto the Harry the Hands. Unique with the Shadow Step.
Okay.
That's very quick. Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
Stuff like that is what we needed to do a while ago. But yeah, that's how rich everybody is. That's how rich everybody is. Even killing supports right now worth 500. Unique might die.
Oh, no, Unique. You got to be very careful here. Precious is a big boy. He's actually going for that Aghanim Scepter. Going full in on this Requiem. Mealypaws popped the ulti here. Jabba did get vision of it. Oh no, Precious jumps forward onto Unique, pops the BKB so nothing can come up, pops the Blade Bell, not going to take any damage from it. Unique is getting so low! Jabba though, he's jumping in. Oh no, that was amazing. Holy moly!
Chaos Knights.
Oh no, okay, Jabba, he popped the Static Storm here. Guy next door is going to be in the area. Unique pops the Shadow Step onto him, but he's going to be okay. That Dark Porch is doing a lot of damage, but Mealypaw does have more of the lifesteal to keep himself alive. Jabba is very much juking there, but it's surely going to go down. Mealypaw gets the kill, and this is looking, again, 2 minutes ago, same situation here.
Yep. Pretty much this game at this point, it's very difficult to imagine the comeback mechanism for Black Rabbit Gaming outside of White Rabbit throwing a couple of times as they go into these fights. RDK down bottom, solo pushing a tier 2 tower, doesn't even have an Aegis to his name while he's doing this, he just feels no fear.
Oh. Okay, you do have the Haunt coming through. You're not going to have anything to pierce the BKB. We're going to have, okay, Reaper showing up, but it is going to be just Quinton's Curse with the Drow Illusion. Is she going to be bringing back with you Aldi Rift and get blown up on the sideline? 626 is there, he blows up Reaper, the Precious is here, the Requiem blows up 626, Unique gets caught with the fear, the Blade Mail's going to do a lot, it takes down Mealypaw, but he's dead. Unique does have buyback available, they are going to get the kill onto Harry the Hands. So Precious, he's got to back off here, it feels like. Can he get this kill? Yeah, he's going to look for the kill onto Guy next door here. He did juke him out for the moment. He's going to have the stun onto him. Pops the silence onto Precious. You don't have mana though. You got to get out of here, guy. He's going to be the guy next door to the dead teammate. Yeah.
Chill out.
Oh, this. Okay, you can't make these mistakes. They're so small. They're so small. But Black Rabbit, if you want a chance to stay in the tournament here, they got to play pitch perfect, as it would.
Yeah, part of the problem is also they're just way too far behind at this point. It's quite difficult to imagine how on earth. Oh.
Yep, 66 to jump onto Precious. They are going to try and vacuum over the wall. Isn't going to be enough. He takes so much damage though from that little bit. Is going to be brought back once again. As the wall can be there. Do you have the Dispel onto 666? He's going to jump up, surely going to jump out. No, they might get the kill onto Precious. He pops a BKB. Gets brought up into the air again. Jabba taking a lot of damage from RDK. Actually does go down and they get another kill! History repeats itself. RDK is surely going to do the same. He jumps onto him. Unique is going to be here. Has the Haunt forward. This is surely going to be RDK down, and it is
Yeah, I got
But
to
so close.
It's so scary. 6-6 almost was able to get the kill out onto Precious Petunia. Gets forced back onto the high ground into the multi-shot. How sad could that be? And RDK just got a bit greedy. Had he not gone onto the high ground with the Hurricane Pike to try and chase down Spooked, then Unique can't jump him and kill him. That gave a lot of gold away. Spooked able to pick up a Blink Dagger off the back of that. Very happy with the pickup. Unique, of course, getting closer now towards having Manta style too. But ultimately for WRG, they still have taken all the tier 2 towers now. All that's left is just cleaning out this final lane of racks. It just feels like they're a bit too excitable, right? You can tell that they know that this game is about rap, because a lot of the, like, if we think about how they played game 1 versus game 2 versus game 3, they cleaned up a lot of their play. They were playing with such precision and just a very clear idea of exactly what to do on the map. As this game has gone on, you can sense that they're just enjoying themselves a bit more now. Not fully taking the game as seriously as they were earlier. And so far, they haven't been too punished from this. Still ahead by 23k gold.
Oh no.
Still have most of the racks taken. Their punish could come though. They need to play. They still need to close this one out very carefully.
Black Rabbit had a bit of a saving grace there. Reaper checked Roche, but 2 seconds before it spawned. But he's going to check it now, and it's surely up. Yep, there we go. So, White Rabbit going to have the shard from Roshan himself to take this last push, it seems, into the place of Black Rabbit. Unless the Black Rabbit can force them out and take some of their own objectives. Only 1 tower down here from Black Rabbit in this game.
Yeah, very little that they've actually accomplished on the other side of the map. That's while WRG have just been getting everything that they want. Now they're going to get an Aegis for the Drow Ranger, as well as the shot, I believe, for her, given those hypothermia stacks to accrue onto the enemy targets. Yep, there we go. Give us hypothermia.
Oh no. This is going to be a big fight that Black Rabbit has to execute perfectly here. They have to avoid the Requiem, they have to avoid the Winter's Curse, and then all the meanwhile that deal with RDK, Precious Petunia, through BKBs, and an Aegis.
Remember Milipa? Remember the other carry hero who is he's building now into the heart of Tarask. He just picked up an Aghanim Scepter here, YNROC.
Yeah.
So we now have that
Oh, no.
Phantasm
Unique.
allies.
Or Unique. He gets scanned. They didn't have vision of him, but he's... Oh, I think they thought he got out. Oh, no, I don't like this. Oh, no, the dagger. Okay, they know where he is. Precious blinks forward. Okay. Oh! Not like this. Please not like this.
Close call, especially because if he ends up dying there, you have to commit the buyback, and that becomes really, really scary.
Really want to save that as you are, Spectre, and that buyback is so valuable. More so than on the majority of the other carries that you really have in the game.
Oh, without a doubt. The Haunt buyback on Spectre really can make a difference. That it allows you to just, you play effectively with 3 lives, right? The first one that you're happy to throw away, the second one that you buy back on, and the amount of damage that you do from dispersion throughout both, generally speaking, is more than the lives of several other heroes.
6-6. Oh, he got seen. Precious has found him. The Requiem's going to be there. The Arcane Blink is going to make it so he's stuck in a corner. They actually find him in the end.
That's so sad. He doesn't have buyback. YNROC, is this going to be it?
Oh, I really hope not, Snare. I really hope so, but this is going to be very close. Mealypot jumps in, gets the reality rift, and Spooked is absolutely gone. He has buyback, surely has the pop, and he does. The Static Storm's already used now, so it's not really what they want at this stage. Harry the Hamzo jumps in, RDK is going to back him up, Jabba gets 4 shot, guy next door is going to follow him suit. 2 more buybacks coming out from Black Rabbit, nearly going to get killed in place from RDK with that multi-shot again. They actually bring him back this time. Oh no, Jabba, please don't kill yourself because of this. Okay, Unique has popped out there. You have the Winter's Curse holding him down. Meanwhile, the racks are just being taken the entire time. Unique is going to have to mantle this off. He pops the blade now to get himself back into their own base. But that's not helping them against the racks.
They can do to stop these racks being taken. They get brought down. It's 4 mega creeps right now that they have to deal with. Black Rabbit Gaming, and look how scared they are. They can't even leave their fountain of all places.
RDK! He blinks in, he tries to fear them all out. He's barely going to survive. Yulls himself up in the air. BKB isn't going to keep him alive. He is going to go down. RDK, though, they get the 3-man back into the Dissimilate with all the damage coming out from 626. They do have Millipod backing onto Spook the entire time. Spook is going to fall from RDK. They just seem they don't have enough damage here. The two big calls of Black Rabbit, 626 and Unique. Unique can't really do anything. He's going to try and save his teammate, but he can't do that. Forward up for White Rabbit with an Aegis. He gets the 1 kill, but they're just going to focus onto the throne. The Blade Mail isn't going to be enough. RDK just killing off everyone. They're going to take out the Grim first. Then actually they get onto him. That's a lot of damage coming out. They do have the Dark Torture, but GG! White Rabbit move on in EGL 1 and secure themselves the spot that they deserve. Ooh, at least.
They took the long road here, going through that first game, lost to Black Rabbit Gaming, but they definitely punched back in such strong fashion as the game went on. RDK on the Drow Ranger, Millibar on that CK, just making life impossible for Unique throughout all of it. And Precious Petunia became the centerpiece of their draws across these two games of Game 2 and Game 3. And on the Shadow Fiend, puts out a stellar performance, not just in the mid game, but the screws that he put onto this mid lane 626. Void Spirit just did not have a game from beginning to end, hunted down all across the map by the Shadow Fiend. And the constant tips as well probably didn't help. It just made life as difficult as possible as they could for Black Rabbit Gaming. White Rabbit Gaming show that at the end of the day, sometimes the dreams defeat the memes as they continue in the tournament.
Yeah, White Rabbit, surely surely this is where they think they are. This is where they think they deserve to be, and anything more than this is seen as a goal for them, and they're not going to stop. They're here now. They're going to go for that top spot. They want to get into that top 4 for sure to be invited back next time, but getting higher. They want to return to back to the WOG of old. I'm sure Precious and RDK feel like they have to be there every tournament they play, and the last good placing they have was actually the Keystroke Cup 2, where they placed second, only losing out to Sinister 5 at the end of the day. So they are going to be playing up against, who is it, Faced Boys next round. So it's not an easy opponent. Not an easy opponent for sure. Faced Boys 2-0 Duck, which White Rabbit has had somewhat trouble with. Actually, I think they have the record against Duck recently, but they got to keep going. They got to roll with this momentum, roll with the punches, get everything going. I believe they're playing on Tuesday as well, so this is not a very short break for them. So hopefully they keep this momentum up, they keep it going, and come on, old White Rabbit, just get back to the top. We got to get it going.
It would be pretty great to have like the resurgence of all the great orgs, right, that were really big in Dota 2. And White Rabbit Gaming, certainly this is the roster, and with the degree of players that they have, they can make that kind of run. They can go quite deep into the tournament itself. And as much as we're talking about how the Faceit Boys, XD, Energy, Sinister 5, how all of these teams should definitely be on the radar for WRG, and they have to do really well to try and beat them. At the same time, they're also not to be underestimated, not to be overlooked. The first game, we could see the level when they were taking the game seriously from between Game 1 and Game 2 and Game 3, and when they weren't, right? So what happens when they start super seriously and then level up? Suddenly we have a different conversation about what the ceiling looks like for this team. And then it's not just about do we progress forward into the next round. Now suddenly we're having podium conversations. So this team certainly want to be able to make themselves claw their way back there. They have the talent, they have the pedigree. Let's just see if they have the drive and desire.
Yeah, no, that is going to be, again, White Rabbit moving on. But Unique and the crew taking home, I believe, was it a shared 7th, 8th placing. So they're in the top half. You got to look at it that way. And if this is the pinnacle of SA Dota, they're in the top half of the teams here, equaling this time out with the likes of Duck. So very good performance from them regardless. I hope to see them again soon. Maybe we'll see what banner they play under next time. Maybe what's another thing? Humble 5 instead of Sinister 5. But anyway, that is going to be us for this evening. So be sure to join us on Tuesday, where you get to see White Rabbit take on Faceit Boys again. And follow us on all the social media, so Esports ZA, pretty much anywhere. And you'll be sure to stay up to date with anything on EGL 1 related. And yeah, we'll see you guys then. So have a great night and cheers.
Bye.
Bye.